Hey, what is up, everybody? It is your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Rafa Sparza, coming to you right now. It is 2:19 Best Coast time, which means on a Saturday, we are now watching the UFC. Starting a little bit earlier than I would have liked. I like 3 p.m. starts. 2 p.m. starts, not the best. Because here's the thing. 12 fights tonight. Last week, we got away with 7, and that was a glorious day. 3.5 hours. This promises to not be 3.5 hours, despite the fighters who I know want to help us out. So if you're joining along, again, my name is Rafa Sparza. It is a pleasure to host you. If you don't love us yet, you will tonight. So right now we are about to get away. Let's do the branding on this one for our first night of the evening, which is Sabrina Mazzo versus Justine Kish. And we're about ready to start just right now. We already start with a kick from Mazzo very quickly, but responding in time by Kish, who's coming in with a series of kicks of her own. I have 4:50 on my clock. If you are following along, if you're before or ahead of us, that's not a problem. If you don't have it or you don't want to pay for it, totally understandable. We'll walk you through it. We're just not going to show it. That's how we do things here. Anyway, off to the races, a series of kicks, a nice series of exchanges by Kish, though. Kish is really targeting the lead leg thus far in on both inside and out thus far in. So it'll be very interesting. I want to tell you guys we are actually going to debut a new segment here this evening, compliments of our friend Dan Hubler. That will come up in a little bit, so we'll be on the lookout for that. If you guys are familiar with his work, he is quite good at what he does, and we're looking forward to having him in a little bit. Until then, let's stay on the action inside of the cage. Unfortunately, it is a Bisping night, which always is really... I'm glad I'm doing these things when it's a Bisping night. It means I can not have to listen to him. But I can tell you a few things. While we are waiting for this to happen, I can tell you that, yes, you can go visit our sponsors over at Nogi BJJ Gear. Use a promotional code GRAPPLINGHOUR15, save 15% off of whatever you put. Ladies and gents, I know I teased it just a few seconds ago, but I'm very stoked to bring you, for the very first time, we haven't done this before. We talked about it. But now we're actually going to do the segment, and we are going to do it live because that is what the schedule allots us to. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present you with the branding, and then we'll see our good friend, Senor Dan Hubler. But first, I put time into this, so enjoy it. Here you go.
Bitch better have my money. Bitch better have my money. Hey, what you owe me? Bitch better have my money.
Sorry, Dan, I realized one thing, which is that you have the branding for the fight underneath it as well. So we might have ruined the debut of that nice little music video that you have. But ladies and gentlemen, Dan Hubler, welcome to the show.
What's up, man? Yeah, it seems like there's a UFC every single weekend, so we'll get another shot at that next week.
That's perfectly fine. I'll put it on the Instagram in case people are wondering when it debuted. I'm going to be like, well, you have to pay attention to find out, kids. That's how these things work.
Yeah, man, I'm ready to go. It looks like the first fight's, it's pretty early as far as UFCs go, but I'm glad I have something to do this early in the day.
Absolutely. I know you are always watching every single event, and I know that when I reached out to you for this idea, I didn't have anybody else in mind. Now, there are a lot of people who do this, but you specifically not only watch every single event, but that you yourself usually tend to bet on every single event. Is this correct?
Yeah, that's super accurate. I try and find the best value on a card, and sometimes that means betting on the first fight that's at 2:00 in the afternoon, and sometimes that means betting on the main fight. So if you limit yourself to just the headliners, then you're missing out on some good value.
So you didn't put any of these as your wants or best buys for today, though, correct?
I put Ivy. Ivy is one of my values today, and he's next up. So he's
Okay.
one of the curtain jerkers, one of the early fights. But I think he has a lot of value on his name.
Well, I was going to get to that next, but I just want to make sure that as we are talking about fighters, no disrespect to the ladies in the cage, they are not at all at risk on the bets that you were suggesting for people to make today, correct?
No, Mazo was like a minus 250 favorite, and I think that's pretty sizable in women's MMA. And when you look at Mazo and how she's had like slow starts, whether or not she gives up a round, it's kind of 250 is a little bit too high in my opinion. So I wasn't really going to touch that. I did throw her into a couple of FanDuel lineups, where you throw the 50 cents or whatever on. I think these 6 people are going to win, but those are more like of a lottery ticket type of style of betting than anything that's profitable.
Sure. So I've got this pulled up. I'm going to go ahead and pull up what you sent me. And by the way, I expected to do the branding, but I also know that you're quite adept at being a developer and as somebody who does a little bit of graphic art design. So I was somewhat surprised when I saw you send the actual thing to me, and I said, oh, well, I guess that takes care of that. And actually, does that fit perfectly? Except for Ivy, who we can't see there. But anyway, we'll go ahead and call off the banner so that people can see the full extent of your work. Walk us through this. What exactly are we looking at here, sir?
So, well, we're already, canceling one of those because Tyson Nam is off the card. So, that bet is a wash. If I was going to continue on with these 4 bets, I would just take the 250. I would throw on Nam and slide that over to Anthony Ivy for a $5 bet there. But we're looking at some pretty good value here. Ivy's up against Brian Barberena, and Brian's a grinder. He's a great fighter. He's looked really good against like young upstart prospects. But Ivy, he had his debut. It didn't go his way. He fought Aguilera, and he got knocked out in that fight. I'm hoping that he's got those debut jitters out of the way. He was knocking people out on the regional scene. I'm hoping that, he can continue with that momentum. He's kind of maybe made some adjustments. I also am kind of hoping that Barberena is kind of fading. It looks like, as far as his ability to take a shot is kind of going away. In his last couple of fights, he's taken some serious damage. And when somebody, throws as hard as Ivy, the possibility of a knockout, I think, is a lot better than that line would suggest. Again, whenever I'm betting on MMA, I'm not, I'm saying I like this fighter, better, but I'm looking for the lines that don't really match up with how I see the fight going. And I see Ivy throwing with enough power to make this, pretty much a coin flip of a fight. And when you get a line, like in the plus 200 or better, it makes no sense not to bet that, So I like Ivy in that one. What was the other one I bet on? It was Nam. That one's out. That was inside the distance. Not saying that Nam's absolutely going to lose or win that fight, but if he was going to win that fight, I thought it was going to be by knockout. He throws with a lot of power. He throws a lot of powerful hooks. So I thought if he's going to win, you might as well take the inside the distance line. It's a little bit better than the money line. Just betting on Nam to win, he was a little bit of a favorite. So taking that inside the distance line just gives you a little bit of a better return. Other one was, what was the other one? Izatar, yeah, that one. I love that bet. Getting plus money on Izatar, I think, is pretty incredible because he's undefeated. Again, he's got a lot of power. Throws some serious bombs. I was a little bit surprised with the line that he wasn't the favorite. I think part of that has to do with the fact that Death Star, he's been the underdog, and he's come in and he's surprised a lot of people. He's been the underdog in both of his UFC fights, and he's come back and like shocked the world in both of them. But it was his last fight against Violent Bob Ross, where I was like, there's a little bit of weakness here, especially on the ground. I was thinking if Izatar can maybe feint some takedowns, get him thinking about maybe the shot, he can follow up with some overhand rights. He might be able to finish the fight pretty early. Also have to consider that Worthy has been knocked out on the regional scene, so the chin has been tested in the past. And when you got someone who's undefeated, who throws bombs against someone who has been knocked out several times on the regional scene, you got to take the plus money. The plus 110, that's something you just got to go with, especially because I don't have to throw in a prop there. I don't have to go inside the distance. I can just take the money line and still get plus money. Now, if you want the better line there, you take Ottoman by, knockout. You even take him early in the fight, take the under in the fight. But with this one, I'm not really sure if there's going to be, this is a step up. Worthy is definitely a step up in competition. So, there might be a feeling out process. So I'm not really comfortable, by first round knockout or under the distance. So, so I'd rather just kind of take the safer bet, take the plus money with the money line. And then as far as Hill goes, I'm taking scorecards no action. And for those of you guys unfamiliar with betting, scorecards no action means that if the fight goes to the judges, your bet is just canceled. You get your money back. That's a little bit, that might surprise some people because this is women's MMA and it does go to the distance fairly often. So you might say this is kind of a bit of a waste of the time. But why I'm doing this is because, if you take Hill by the money line, she's the favorite. You're going to have to, bet considerably more to get the same return. The reason I'm taking scorecards no action is I'm getting the plus money bet. And because Hill, I think, has the better chance of finishing this fight than Waterson. Hill has definitely shown some really improved takedown defense. Her last fight against Gadeja, she stuffed quite a few takedowns. I think as far as Waterson's ability to finish this fight, it's going to happen, almost entirely on the ground. I don't see her giving Hill a lot of problems with the stand-up, especially with the size differential. So as far as who's going to have the better chance to finish this fight, I see Hill, continuing with this trend of throwing a lot of elbows, causing some cuts, looking to finish the fight. In her last 3 victories, she's gotten 2 finishes. Against Gadeja, she dropped her twice in that second round. She's definitely improving, and I see a lot of upside as far as Hills goes. And I think if she's going to win this fight, I think it's going to be a pretty dominant performance, and I think the ability for a finish, especially in a 5-rounder, is there.
Let me go ahead and pull myself back in here. Okay, a few questions. Have you bet on any of the people involved in tonight's prop bets that you've been putting up so far?
I bet on all of them, yeah. So I bet on, I did my FanDuel stuff. I put my lineups together. I did a few parlays with – I like to do a $5 parlay where I pick every single fight on the card. It's kind of like a scratcher ticket. I'll spend $5 on this and see maybe it'll happen. Usually it doesn't, but, every once in a while it does. But then I usually save, I pick 3 or 4 fights that I really like. I might parlay just those fights. I'll throw $50 on just this one. As far as prop bets go, I usually throw about 25 on those because those are a little bit more specific with a little bit better return. But yeah, I try and find the best value wherever it is on the card, and if I can find something that I think makes sense, and if I can see a fight going that way, I'll throw a bet on it. Makes everything a little bit more interesting.
Absolutely. And I have to appreciate, again, I want to make sure people can understand that me, the guy who normally has to make all the insignia, seeing this being dropped into my Instagram DMs is the best of all gifts, Dan. And it looks super nice. Look at you with your design, making it stand out. And obviously Nam was a little bit of a kick in the dick because, we're experimenting here and trying a new segment. But of course, when you see that, you go, of course you're going to do that. Fuck you, Nam. Just kidding. Not really fuck you, but just complicated the day for us.
I was really bummed about that Nam fight. I felt really good about that one, but it happens, and it kicks you in the pants a little harder when you find out the fight's off because his opponent had a bad weight cut. You're like, damn, why didn't he push through it and continue on with the fight? Because that works in our favor,
Well, I know that there's been a lot of bets that have happened recently that have had to do with the corona, where people go, shit, okay, I get it. Let's all be safe. That fucking blows. This is one where you're like, oh, he's just fat. I thought we're done with that. My good riddance on that is my good faith has sort of died over the years on those sorts of things. I love the analysis. I love what you're presenting here today. What I am curious though is why $20?
I feel like anyone, if we're going to make betting accessible to the casual fan, I feel like $20 is kind of a good amount to go with. You never want to bet more than you can afford to lose, and there's no guarantee in any fight. Ronda Rousey has proved that, time and time again. Anytime you have these hyped up fighters, you get a reminder every once in a while that it's a fight, anything can happen. So, you never want to bet more than you can afford to lose. And I feel like $20 is kind of a good amount for people to dip their toes into the water. And, it's also kind of like a nice round number. So you can kind of look at, where I'm making money. If, obviously if you wanted to increase your value, your unit size here, you could, up that, add a little zero on any of those and bet a little bit bigger. But I feel like $20 is kind of good for the casual fan.
Part of me feels like it's a good entry level way into it. Like if this was the Dan Hubler pyramid scheme, it's a good way of getting the people to come on in for the very first time.
Yeah, and you give it to them for free first, right? And then you start saying, "Well, send me $50 and I'll give you all the whole Vegas Dave schemes." And yeah,
Now tell us, because I only saw this in passing and I haven't looked more into it. What the hell is happening with Five Dimes?
I mean, officially they're rebranding and opening up a new legal sports book for U.S. customers. Unofficially, the rumor is that they're shutting down completely. Five Dimes Tony was found dead in Costa Rica like a year ago, and I think people have kind of suspected that operations were going to kind of cease after that, but they continued, and now we get this announcement that they're closing U.S. operations temporarily, and they're going to be refunding. I mean, I still have future bets on Five Dimes, and I've been contacting customer service and trying to get those things refunded so I can at least get my money out. But they said anything that's not graded by the end of September, it's kind of a wash, because I have bets on the presidential election, and that's not till November. So I'm trying to get at least my money back that I bet. But customer service has said that there's like a wave of people trying to do this. It's there's a huge line of people. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I thank you for giving me that information, because I looked at it, and it's been ages since I myself have done bets. So when I looked at Five Dimes, I was like, did we lose that? Is that gone now? Then what's going to replace it soon?
Yeah, I've always kind of diversified. I use, my bookie. I use betonline.ag. I use, a lot of the different books. My buddy Abel from AOJ, he's got his own book. I've never kind of stuck to one book anyway. So losing Five Dimes, it's a hit because they have more props than any other site. On Five Dimes, as far as I know, is the only place where you can bet points on MMA. If you got a huge favorite, you could say, well, I give up 5 points on them. So if it goes to the judges, they gotta dominate, and then you get a better bet that way. But I'm hoping with them, ceasing U.S. operations, at least temporarily, some of the other books will jump on that and start offering the same bets, because that's one of the reasons I've used them as my primary book, is they just have more to offer.
Absolutely. And I mean, one of my favorite things that I see is, you put up, so real quick on the Mazzo fight, Kick has just dropped down Kish, and now Mazzo is very angrily looking in for a rear naked choke, and it looks solid to begin with. You are seeing a tap right now, and that is going to give us reason to cheers in just a second, as my wife put up her hands for a touchdown, which I guess kind of works in this context too. So sure, we'll take that. Well, okay.
And again, it's the slow start. She looked like she lost the first round. She comes back, she gets the choke in the third. It's kind of hard to take that minus 250 line.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, that's pretty impressive. Hey, that's a good start to our day, especially, she fights for the finish. We're in that third round, and I thought we were coasting our way to a decision here, but ooh, it's so good. That kick just lands beautifully. Oh man, I that's a thing of beauty, man. That's
she must have scored me some decent points with that finish on my FanDuel. I'll have to check that out.
The most important elements that we can ever think. The reason what I was going to say before I got interrupted by that was, I love the fact that when you inform people of these things, people then say like, hey, Dan, where can I go bet? And I go, I think Dan's work is done here. He doesn't have to respond to these things.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind pointing people in the right direction. I think like in grappling, at least, I think my bookie is kind of popular because I think they sponsored a lot of people. They sponsored Gary and some of the high level grapplers. So I think my bookie has been pretty popular, and I also like the fact that they let you bet on grappling on my bookie, so you can bet Doug and you can bet on some of the major events. Not a lot of the books will let you bet on grappling, and even when they do, those lines are usually pretty skewed. Like if you want to bet like $1,000 to win 100 on Craig Jones, like betting on grappling is kind of a huge risk, little reward type of thing.
I mean, I understand, and especially when they put up like, hey, listen, bro, don't put in more than 50 here. Like we don't want it, and you don't want it.
Yeah, it's like betting on the Puppy Bowl. Like they'll take $50 from you, but like that's about it.
I mean, man, I guess that hits really home to realize we aren't even at the level of a Puppy Bowl in terms of prop bets. So slowly but surely we will get there. And I also wanted to give you some compliments, which is earlier this week, you brought it to my attention with Kansas City. And I looked at that, and that hadn't crossed my path yet. And I looked and I said, how the fuck is that line like that right now?
Mm-hmm. Free money,
And,
man.
well, not only is it free money, I sent that over to Kevin, our resident Chiefs fan, who grew up loving the Chiefs, and I was like, if you don't get in on this, you're fucking stupid. And I don't know if he took it up. I don't know if he did it, but I know that I did my due diligence as an excellent training partner and podcaster.
Yeah,
but
me and all my buddies took it. We all got our $50.
Hey, fuck yeah. So I guess if people follow what your advice is here today, what could they be looking at? So what is the potential upside of it? What
I didn't
given what you have
right now. What I don't even remember what I said.
Bro, I have it right here.
So it was like to win 9. So we're moving over that NAM bet over to Ivy. So it's now 5 to win, 1150. So we're looking at 2050, 2875 is potential profit on all of these.
Okay. All right.
So you're risking $20, you can win 2875. You can more than double your money, which is always a good thing. And again, $20, it's dipping your toes in. If you lose, the $5 on Ivy, if Ivy, doesn't show up to be the fighter that we think he might be, you lost $5, move on.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Obviously, I know that you tell people to keep a look on things in between rounds. You're more than welcome to come back. I'm going to let you get on out here in a second, but I will ask you to join me in celebrating the win and victory over here that we just saw. I don't know. Oh, I was about to say, I didn't tell you to bring fucking anything to cheers with. Do you have
always
something?
have a on hand. So.
Would you like to do the toast to Senorita Sabrina Mazzo?
Yeah, I thought she would probably win a decision. I was thinking it would probably be 2-1, being a slow starter. And also I'm very surprised and pleasantly surprised she was able to get the finish. I'm happy for her. It looks like her career is, on the upswing. It looks like she's probably going to get a pretty big name in her next fight. I think she's kind of the poster girl for Latin American fighters right now in the women's divisions. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next from her. I think she's great on the mic. She has a big future, and congratulations to her.
Cheers. And that's a good time to remind everybody, if you're watching, if you give us a like and a share, we will give you a toast on air as well. I want to thank you, Dan. I mean, listen, dude, you have guided us, I think, very well. This is how you can tell we're starting to become a little bit more of a professional show here. I have it recording right now on the phone, our segment, so that we can put it up on Instagram, hopefully with just a couple seconds to spare before it goes up. We might just miss the timing of it, but I know that I had people reach out to me when they said, "What are you and Dan working on?" And I said, well, I think he told you he's going to have a segment now. He has a moment on our show to tell people about it. So I'm very much looking forward to this. Next week is, I believe, another UFC. I can't even tell. We're not at UFC 254 yet, are we?
What are we at?
It's the 26th.
There's so many to keep track of. We got our Tuesday night contender series coming up and everything. It looks like, our next one is Fight Night 178, Covington versus Woodley.
Okay. Well, I know that people will be very interested in that, so we're going to put a bookmark here. You will obviously be welcome to join us back later in the telecast, but I want to make sure that people know this will be a recurring segment for as long as you want to keep it going, and I appreciate your time, my man.
I do want to make one more suggestion. You mentioned live betting is always a pretty good option, and I want to say, if you like Waterson in this fight, I would say hold off and wait until after round 1. She's someone who's a little bit of a slow starter. She struggles with people who throw volume. Hill throws a lot of volume. So, if you think about the bet itself, if round 1 goes the way it's probably going to go, Hill's going to throw a lot of volume. Waterson's probably going to lose round 1. If you wait until round 1 is over, you're probably going to get a much better line on Waterson if you think she takes it down the stretch. So I would say if you're a Waterson fan, if you want to bet on her right now, the line's pretty even. If you want to get some better return on your money, I'd say probably wait until after round 1 is over. You might get a better line.
Agreed. Well, Dan, listen, dude, again, you're more than welcome to come back. Let us know live betting a little bit later. But we wanted to make sure we debuted this right up top so people had enough time to go and make any kind of adjustments that they wanted to put in. And do you have anything else you want to say before you head on out, sir?
Nope. Ivy's coming up next, so he's going to make me look really smart or really stupid. So I guess we'll find out what's happening.
I guess the debut of the segment's all writing on this. But I will say this. again, you've already made our fans and our friends money this week. So money has already been put in the bank with your excellent tip on Kansas City, which, by the way, for somebody who I didn't even look at this week, all I could look at was it and say, what the fuck is wrong with these people? Who would do that? Who would make that big of a mistake? And obviously, that is what happened. So, Dan, we appreciate you. We appreciate your time. I hope you enjoyed coming on, man. And we look forward to doing this as a regular thing, man.
Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, bud. All right. Our thanks to Dan Hubler. All right, you guys. So that is what is happening on our side right now. Very stoked that Dan was able to stop in with us. Very stoked that you guys are watching along with the festivities going on right now. Again, my name is Rafa Esparza. My thanks over to, hey, listen, Adam, I appreciate you. I didn't get to see your note 100% in live time, but I truly, truly do appreciate it. I'm going to take a moment here to put up what it was that we had on the viewing lens so that people can hopefully get in their bets very quickly. If you want to go to DraftKings, you can go there. It's not really my MO to tell you what to do, but I will tell you that I am stoked you guys are joining us this evening. If you guys have questions, comments, hints, concerns, allegations, all of that good jazz, hit me up in the comment section. I am always more than willing to hear what you guys have to say. It's going to be a long night. We've got a few fights that we're going to be racing to get throughout the evening. And I want to make sure that you guys feel welcomed and encouraged to go ahead and give us some notes throughout the evening. So let me go ahead and close this up. It should take a second to go ahead and reset and save. And then I just got to post it up, and hopefully we will be able to get people in on time. All right. Save as video. Anyway, that's the beginning of the evening. We already did one toast. I love the fact that he had a beer on hand. That makes things super easy for our needs here. But Brian Barberana versus Anthony Ivy is coming up next. So I want to make sure you guys have enough time to put in that bet, make the smart money, make it. And I love the fact that Dan took $20 worth of investment and said, listen, I don't want you guys to break the bank. I want to make it so that's fun. You guys can do it. It's almost like an episode of Saved by the Bell. However, it does look like at this moment, we are already too late to go ahead and put this on here, but we're still going to do it anyway. Risk it all. UFC Vegas 10. And then Korean Zombies picks. Check them out. All right. See, look at us multitasking in this new dimension, all together as friends and family and having a blast. Hopefully you guys put some money on Ivy. He does have a 2-inch advantage on height, as well as about an inch and a half on the reach. So that is what we got going on that side. Bruce Buffer looking dapper with this very classic black tux apparel. And here we put the insignia back. Again, if you guys have questions, comments, hints, concerns, allegations, all that stuff, hit me up in the comment section. We're going to be addressing some of the cheers for the people who have already shared this in a little bit, but we want to make sure that you guys have just enough time to see what we had put in. I believe the betting lines may have closed down for Anthony Ivy, but that still is also an opportunity for you to see Dan at work. So just to let you know, those were Dan's suggestions for a segment, which, by the way, he named. I almost called it Dan Better Have My Money, but then I realized, I don't really want to be that aggressive with Dan. I don't know what his deal is. It could be a very different thing. Comments over here. Hey, dude, as always, appreciate you doing these. Well, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much for being around. It is a good day for fights. Normally we say it's a good day for grappling, and it always is a great day for grappling, but today it's actually a good day for fighting. So hopefully you guys can tell me who you think is working in the comment. I will say, though, Brian's hair is magnificent. Jesus Christ. I can't tell if he stole that off of Bebop and Rocksteady on his way into the cage, but whatever it is, it looks amazing. And we are seeing Ivy. Let's see how he plays into this, because you do see Barberena making a work to be at the center of the cage thus far in. I'll go ahead and take your comment off, Gabe, so that way people who are coming in know exactly what fight we are speaking of if they're coming in out of the blue. With no context, hopefully we'll make these things a little bit easier for y'all to digest. So, thus far in, nothing super. Got a start cam. My apologies. It goes to the shitty version of a cam because sometimes the connection just gets tired and decides to go to a different angle. Nice shot in by Ivy, who goes in for a chop block. Does not quite get it, but he does advance over the cage, which will give him a little bit of time to play here. I'm just going to double check to make sure. Oh my God, somebody definitely got a terrible tattoo that just streamed by on my my app over here. Ivy working very hard. I like Ben Folks says, Brian Barrera leaning heavy into the 80s bad guy look, which he's not too off on that one. All right. So I'm going to put this up on verbal tap so people can see that's going on that side. And yes, I mean, I appreciate the level change that seemed to get him the ability to push him up there. The question is he going to be able to get a takedown, or is this a technique just to drain over on Barberena? Ivy is almost there with a secondary grip to go ahead and pull him down. He is dragging him down to hell. He has essentially a good grip here, and you're getting rabbit punches by Brian. Nothing too crazy here. He pushes to kind of posture. However, he can't collect his legs back. Now he has one leg out, and he has propped himself back up against the cage. So the two of them are at standing. However, for a split second, you did see Ivy with double unders here. Now he's lost it. He has one underhook. And, Brian is seeming to elbow here, and I can't tell if it is adjusting Phil or he himself is moving because he does not truly love what is happening to him. Now we're at 2:25 left to go here. Brian's trying to work some clinch work. He has a beautiful grip over on him on the neck, pulling him down, and Phil's trying to get some on the inside. Now, for a split second, you saw him cover up. One kick over to the body, and he inverts to get back up. And Brian Odds, no part of that inversion game, lets him stand back up. 2 minutes left to work in this first round. Intriguing thus far in. So let's give this a nice little segment over on this. I want to make sure we're doing it nice. Brian is piecing up Phil. Phil is covering up. A little worrisome over on this side. Phil is pressed up against the cage. Not Phil Ivy. It's not Anthony Ivy. But he backs on out of it after covering up and recovering quite nicely. It would be nice, though, if Phil Ivy was fighting. I'd be into that. I don't think he would fight very well, but it would be fun to see a poker guy come on into one of these things. So let's see. Korean. The debut of Korean Zombies betting segment. Brian is putting it on Anthony, who goes for another level change and now pushes him back up against the cage. And I'm going to do one last branding thing, and then we will go right back to play-by-play. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, you know we love watching these with you guys. Close on a takedown very well. He essentially is chasing him back on over to the cage. And, he's got a good grip here. It does look like Brian's going to try a Kimura grip, which might give away a little bit more of his back as he's doing it, which is a lot to take in as we are watching. So hold on real quick. Boom. Korean Zombie out of betting segment, Vegas 10. Hide there. And we are back in business. All right. So that is off the races. If you guys want to see that, that is on the Grappling Hour page. So that is on the Grappling Hour Instagram, which I will actually pull up for you guys to go ahead and see. Check this out. This is how you know we're getting things done super efficiently. So what we were just doing literally a few seconds ago has now become something that is already on our show. Look at this. How Inception is this? We literally have put a segment that just aired already on our Instagram. It's 10 minutes worth of his analysis, and it is a beauty. So that is how you know. That is over on the Grappling Hour Instagram. You can go double check that. If you missed it, as it stands, Dan would probably suggest that you guys do betting, incremental betting throughout the rounds. I wonder if he would hedge his bet on this one or if he would go somewhere else. But so far, it does look like a very, very close and interesting bout that has taken place between Brian and Anthony to start us on our continuation. It's not really starting us off. But we are going to continue watching these fights as I recharge the phone. And we go into round number dos. Brian, I think, probably feel more confident than he did before because he's connected on a couple of these on Anthony. And Anthony really, I don't think he likes any of these shots. So a couple of the folks in here are saying Brian is going to take that one 10-9 on their cards. I think it's going to be kind of hard to really read exactly how that's going to play out. For example, most of those people would say he probably had stronger presence with his strikes, which I can agree with. And you would see that for the most part, there we go. Sorry about that. For the most part, with at least the takedown attempts, you have seen him have good defense, and you've seen for the most part throughout the fight thus far in, the bulk of that attack has been from Anthony, who has been covering up a number of times to try and make sure he is not sustaining any damage. All right. Nice leg kick there. I mean, Brian's looking real crisp throughout the fight thus far in. Anyway, friends, now I can take out that earpiece because we are done talking with Dan. So, talk to me, people. Hit me up with your comments. I want to hear what you guys are thinking of this fight. Thus far, I'm very much enjoying this. And especially seeing how Ivy's kind of pushing through, even though you can tell at a couple of these instances, he does not want to go for some of these shots. He is very nervous about taking any kind of damage from Brian in response to any of this. So let's also take a couple housekeeping things into order. We want to make sure we give love to everybody who is watching us over on Periscope. Thank you, guys. We do our best to try and keep up with everybody who tunes in, so it takes a little while for us to see exactly where all the comments are coming from. So if we miss you, we're not doing it on purpose. We're doing our best. Ooh, Phil comes in with a nice, it was like a nice elbow that Brian just ate like nothing. He didn't give a fuck about any part of that. And out of instinct, Anthony just keeps coming in, trying to dive for these takedowns. And Brian each time doing an excellent job stuffing it, but it's what the follow-up that happens. Now it looks like he's kind of got like an anaconda choke setting up here, doing it very beautifully, almost trying to tilt Ivy a little bit. There's 222, so there's a lot of control that he's exuding from this position. So even if he doesn't set up the submission perfectly, he's going to have some time to work from here. And yeah, Ivy is covering up. He's backing up a little bit more. He tries to throw a combination. It does not land. Brian blocks a kick very quickly, and they walk him down back to one of the corners of the octagon. Now I think it's just Brian's picking his shots. Oof. And it's very weird to see. At the same time, you see Anthony shoot in for a takedown. Brian almost counters with a hook, or at least one kind of shot that always makes us concerned. Some nice knees, though, by Ivy in that exchange. 142 on my clock. Don't know where you guys are at on your viewing. If you are before or after that, I totally understand. But again, as we want to remind you guys, give us a like and a share. Ivy is covering up as he tries to get back up. He is taking some of these shots that just look abusive right now. And Brian, I think, feels it. He really seems to understand. He has a power differentium that is in his favor thus far in. Good distance kick, and you do see Ivy's hands are starting to slowly struggle to get back up. It seems like every shot Ivy does take, it really does seem to suck a little bit of life out of him. Brian is a mean dude. Nice little hook there by Ivy. Just two very different types of fighters meeting here. Nice stiff jab there. Oh. Well, I like this. MMA Fighting says Ivy is still trying for these takedowns. He's labored in doing it, but he's trying, which is actually very accurate. And I do wonder how much of the takedowns have exhausted him. Good 1-2 combination there. And you do see Brian return and retaliate. Brian is really good at making Ivy cover up for a number of these exchanges, gets in a nice elbow short right there, comes back over for a second. Ivy ducks out of it just in the nick of time. We do hear the clack for the 10 seconds as Brian shoots in for a takedown, doesn't get it, and they will end the second round. All right, Dan, that's looking a little rough here. So maybe your insight that you had has some time to shine still, one might say. So let's just see what the fuck is going to go on this. Like this. Adam Woods has shared our podcast episode. Great. So I'm going to ask you guys, if you guys don't mind giving us a like and a share while we've got a second to go ahead and recalibrate. You know that we'll give you a toast. We'll take care of Adam Woods here in a second. I'm just going to make sure we're not missing anything else while we are on the broadcast at the moment, because it happens every once in a while. Every once in a while, we don't know what's going on here. We get a little confused. So I'm going to put some hashtags on this. Probably should make it so that's verbal tap based. And then if you guys, again, with your comments, how do you guys see this one going? I think it's pretty clearly Brian's ahead, right? The other question I have for you guys is, are you going to watch tonight's Third Coast Grappling? I do believe they are doing another absolute this evening. It's just so hard to keep up with everything. I can't even remember. I saw the mats that they put out, and I go, is that an open or is that an invitation? I don't even know at this point. I think we'll double check it. If it is a real thing, we will go check it out very quickly. So let's see. We go to the third round right now. More of the same. 4:47 on my clock. Hopefully you guys are near or around, or as Celine Dion says, near, far, wherever you are, something. Just been such incredible power by Brian this entire fight. And Ivy, I think, maybe might try to do more exchanging with the hands. Nope, just kidding. He's using the hands to set up a takedown. And let me see here. UFC Vegas one more time as a hashtag. And here we go. Thank you, everybody, for your comments. And this is closer to a takedown that we've seen. So we're getting there. What's up, Jeffrey? All right. Ivy is getting closer to a takedown. Now he seems to be putting Brian a little bit more trouble. Brian, though, doing an excellent job of trying to posture his way out of it. And now is trying to get a few of these elbows maybe to help him there. Ooh, from the knees boxing. Ugh. That's somewhere I do not want to be with somebody. No, thank you. And Ivy just dead set on trying to grab this waist and see if he can continue to get this. I mean, he's already taken down. So the question is, what is he going to do once he gets firm control all the way through? I mean, Bisping is now trying to make a case for you don't know which way the judges are going to score this thing, except for the fact you do. Brian has pretty clearly won most of these exchanges, even with the wrestling included. For Ivy, I just don't see how you could really go otherwise. However, crazier things have happened. 2:55 left to go on my time. Depending on where you are on yours, let's see what happens. Ugh. Ivy again with another takedown. Nope, doesn't get it, but instead gets a nice hook. All those shots look terrible to take. Again with a shot in on a single, and you will see Brian stuff this one a little bit more as he tries to work to take the back. There is a little bit of a reach around here as he cups over and tries to tip him down like a cow. Does not make it. Does not even get a punch off to secure something to go next. Eek. I think I thank you, Jeffrey, for your like. Appreciate you, bro. Let me know if you guys have shared it. Like I said, the one that I know that has shared it thus far is Adam. So we'll come back to this. Brian in on a choke, switches Very nice. Like, that's one of the best displays of using a choke to get a sweep that I have seen in some time. And now he has multiple options here again on that front face lock. 151. Talking about Brian making this very exciting to see. One person not excited, my puppy. She is currently snoring her way through this one, though she would, I think, like it if she was awake. So we are waiting to see how that might go. More results are soon on their way. Now it's just a really sloppy exchange of fight. And now I think maybe Phil's experiencing the fact that Brian might be exhausted himself. This is really where the heart's going to come in. Brian's starting to slug back on his own, but Ivy showing some surprising signs of life and energy at this time. Brian now unloading on him, and this is turning into one of this. Great comment. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that, my friend. No, Brian is back in on a front face lock over here. Just kind of getting a few of these punches in as he's ducked into turtle. Ivy going right back to trying to snatch a leg. Almost had it. Does not anymore. They break up. Guess what? Anthony goes in for another takedown and kind of teeters one down. And Brian very quickly making his way on over to the cage. I think, if anything, Ivy's coaches said, hey, listen, if you're going to win, it's going to be through the wrestling. And for a split second, Brian was looking over for a Kimura grip, and it's not bad. It's just, I think everybody's just a little stuck in here. He doesn't have the full extension angle that he needs, but it's close. He could definitely make something happen here. That's not great. It's just more so the positioning that is becoming awkward, and you are seeing Ivy just trying to punch his way out of it. Does get the arms back, and they do extend to the end of the time for the fights. That's looking like a very solid fight for young Brian Barberena. Good Lord. Unless you guys have it differently. You might. You'd be wrong, but you might. I can't tell you yes or no. So let's address a few of these things. This cheers is going to go on out, I believe, to Adam Woods. Adam, listen, thank you so much for giving us a nice share over on your social media. We appreciate you, bro. We hope you're having a great Saturday. I miss seeing you over at covering events. Remember events? Those are things we went to. Crazy. 2021. Hopefully see you then. Hopefully before. Cheers, bud. It is so weird seeing so many different events happening. I think also tonight there's the submissions on the shore. I think this one's in San Diego. Couldn't tell you. There are so many different little mini things that are happening, and we do our best to be on top of every single one of them. And on occasion, we miss a few. But that one, super stoked to see. Our good friend Albert is putting that one together. Albert Tapia Jr. And has many of our friends working as referees, and many of our friends competing. It's pretty dope. Brian already knows he won. I think Anthony is raising his hands just for, the refs just now at this point saying, both of you put your hands down. 30-27? 30-27. And 29-28 by a unanimous decision going to Brian Barberena. Good for him. All right. And he is emotion-filled. And he's telling us, glory to God. So, indeed. Oh, that's right. He did get to talk to him earlier. All right, well, that's a good way to start our segment for our betting segment. Didn't pay off on that one. However, you know what? Here's the good news about that. If you look at it and look at it deep, the only investment you would have lost on that one, if you followed Dan's rules, is really just $250. It's not that bad. That's actually one of the better ones. You can't even see it right now because the banner's over it. Look at that. $250 on there. So nothing too big there. I know that Dan's peppering that as a way of saying, like, you look for the best bets. And on that one, you would have had a great value Maybe. Had the wrestling been a little bit more effective and Brian not stopped it so many times, but I'm not really upset at that one. So we'll call that one a nice little wash on our side as we get ready to see what the next fight brings to us, friends. Here we go. This is Brock Weaver and Jalen Turner. I'm very stoked for that. Jalen Turner is one half of the best live fight I have ever seen in my life, and that was him versus Rich Leroy out here for CXF. Woo! One of the best things I've ever seen. Let's give you a recap of all things Brian Barberena. I don't know. I heard Bruce say it a different way. It made me slightly skeptical. Brian said he knew he was going to come out hungry in this one, but that he was ready to go and do what he needed to do. So Brian was saying that he drills a lot of those wrestling takedowns in camp, so he felt confident in his ability to do what he does best. So they're already getting him off air. Let's see what he has to say. Is any closing remarks here? Glory to God. Yep. Excellent. So he's giving a shout out to his family, saying he's coming back home with a victory. All adorable things to go ahead and say and do. So, friends, that'll take us to our next bout. Boom. Recipients. Mobile number. All right, friends. Hopefully you're watching along with us. We have had a action-packed night. We are continuing on. This will be the third fight of the evening. And coming up next, like we mentioned, is going to be Jalen Turner and Brock Weaver. But we got some comments over this. This fight goes from Alper Pot UK 007 show UFC fight. Nah, we're good. How about you pay for it or you get it yourself? There are other people who are showing it, so you don't have to stay here. But don't yell at us because you're poor. Thank you, though, for trying. I like that. Turn camera. Hey. It gets so sad when they get so mouthy and angry. Like, it's one thing to come and want to see the actual fights. It is another thing to come and tell someone, hey, here's what I want. We have all of the Karens in here, so maybe what we should do is start rounding up like the best of Karens that have shown up here on these broadcasts. Anyway, thanks for coming, dude. You're welcome to stick around. If not, you can go somewhere else. You're fine. And what? Bam. Anyway, let's talk to a few of you guys who are here as well. So we did our cheers on over to Adam Woods. Let's go ahead and start talking some other options here as well. Want to make sure if you guys have given us a like and a share. We got one from Megan. Megan will take care of you in just a second. So don't worry about it. I have not forgotten. I'm just making sure we're catching up with everybody right now on this very fine Saturday. Hey, remember that time that Conor McGregor was accused of, I think this time they said, is it sexual assault? Yes, while on a trip to Italy. We'll talk a little bit about that in a moment, but we want to make sure that we are giving this a share on all of our major channels. So hopefully you guys are playing along and watching the festivities along with us. If not, totally understand. It's a busy day, but we'd love it when you guys do show up. So thanks for coming. All right. Brock Weaver, Jalen Turner. Let me see here. Rich Leroy Real. All right. And let's continue. Let us see if this is going to work. I have to make sure that that's a thing. It says, what would you like to see next for Brian Barberena after this? I don't know, man. That was a great fight for him, so I'm not too worried about what that is going to be. Either way. All right, who do you guys have in this next fight? I would like to see Jalen Turner get a win. However, could be an interesting moment, honestly, for him in the UFC. He has had some adversity he has had to face in his own time. I know they were trying to find him fights during this whole Corona time. The last fight he had was a decision loss against Matt Favola. Then earlier, when he made his UFC debut at UFC 229, he lost that to Vicente Luque, and that was kind of a rough one to watch, and that was actually back in 2018. Crazy to see how these things come together so fast. So he does also have a win, and that was at Felder versus Hooker pre-Corona, and that was against Joshua Kubo. And so now they're saying, he was scheduled to face Thiago Moses on September 5th. However, Moses was tested positive for COVID-19, and the bout was canceled. So in turn, Turner was quickly rescheduled to face Brock tonight, just in case you wanted to know how that was made and brought all over together. So let's see. Hopefully this one works. And sending. All right, kids. Let us see if you guys are giving us any kind of notes here in the comment section. We'll take care of those. Hopefully you guys, let me see here, 935. Excellent. So I'm also curious what you guys are doing on this fine. What day is today even? Are we even at Saturday? I still, you get all your days mixed up when you start to realize that Conor McGregor is getting accused of assault. You go, I don't even remember what fucking day it was. Like, that's how fucking crazy these days are now starting to get. Though I did get to go train this morning. So when I did see that, that was one of the things I trained and seeing as it was going on. And I laughed pretty profusely because I said, oh my God. I'll go with Turner with you on this one. Thank you very much. Appreciate that one. Let's see how that pays out for us. We did not get any direction from our good friend Dan Hubler, but we'll see where that comes on. Brock Weaver, Jalen Turner about to be in the cage. 6'0", 6'3". Jalen is very lanky, is very difficult to reach. Also, 77 inches on his overall reach. Should be an interesting fight, to say the least. I always have to root for these local guys who make big things happen. So hopefully it's a fun fight, but I do know, listen, when you have opponent changes and all that sort of shit, it is always difficult to stay consistent, stay focused, stay ready. But I'm going to be pulling for him, so let's see what's happening there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give this a share over to our friends over at Verbal Tap as well. Sweet. I'm going to do one last thing. And there we go. And now we can set that out. I mean, this dude is ready for a fight. Brock is got a power braid right there, which is he is ready for action. This is going to be a fucking crazy fight. I feel it. I feel it in my plums. All right, here we go. Also, the tattoo on Brock is pretty dope. All right, friends, here we go. Round one of action. Weaver starting very aggressively. Turner starting to push him back just ever so slightly. Ooh, nice work over on that side. Let's see. Yeah, Jalen's striking is something to behold live. If you've not seen it before, get ready. It is intense. Dude can really hang with people. All I know is I just watch shit like this all the time, and I'm always astounded by his ability to just find creative angles. There's a lot of deceptive power to it. Again, just encourage Jalen in on a headlock that could be a guillotine, although I don't think he's going to take that here. Be a great opportunity. Instead, he uses it to bounce him back up, get back on over to his feet, and start letting his hands go ever so slightly. So them's the notes I got for you guys. Ooh, Got some more people watching the show. Appreciate those notes as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to be going on Instagram in a few minutes, but we want to give ourselves an opportunity to let the evening unfold unto itself. Oof. Good takedown and a great stuff by Weaver and then Turner, respectively, on those. Woo. What a fucking beast, dude. Well done. Nice kicks over by Jalen. Yeah, that warrior braid by Weaver, I think it might be the source of his power. If Turner can somehow clip that mid-round, I think he might be the aggressor on this one. We'll have to see how that goes. 3 minutes, 2 seconds left to go in this round. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying and watching along with us. If not, I mean, you'll live. Woo! Now Jalen's already started to bloody up Weaver here. Ugh. Yeah, I'm already appreciating what I'm seeing here. Let me make sure we are sharing this correctly with our fans and our friends. Again, feel free to shoot some comments in the comment section, people. We're going to be here for a while. You know how we do our live telecasts. It's a great day for grappling. It's a great day for fighting. UFC Vegas 10. Can't believe that they've done 10 of these separate Vegas things. Like, altogether, we've done maybe about 20 some odd fight companions in the past several months. And that blows my fucking mind. And what the fuck was that Turner just did? That was like a hook foot stomp. I will have to ask my my kickboxing friends about that one. Jesus Christ. Coverage, join and share. All right. Yeah, they're talking about Jalen showing up with one time. Jalen, I mean, he was afraid of tarantulas, arachnids, all that sort of shit. Now all for this, he's gotten way further here. Oh, look, Riser P asks an important question. Who are you? Fight. I don't know. Who are you? I'll ask you the same question you ask me. You look great with a bigger beard. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sometimes I decide to keep it short. Sometimes I keep it longer. I like to think I have versatile facial hair. First round, slowly winding down. 1 minute left to go. Great exchanges by both of these gentlemen thus far in. Like Hagrid. I mean, maybe. That's pretty nice of you to say, I think. You know, speaking of which, there's definitely a whizzer close here on the action. So you could say you're a whizzer, Harry, but I wouldn't do that joke. It's beneath me. Turner, though, this is a great opportunity for him, although Brock very quickly starts to attack the leg, which opens up a heel hook. You better not. Woo, Jalen, you need to get that knee line a little bit closer out here, bud. That is a little too close to comfort. Instead, Weaver is going to opt for that. How many rounds? Overall, this is a 3-round fight. They are just about to finish the first one. There's 8 seconds left to go, which means we are likely going to see a second in just a few moments. However, a nice takedown and series of attacks by... So hopefully you guys are tuning in and watching. Sorry about the mic differentium. I'll get that back up and situated, and we are back to normal. Thank you. Yes, Beach Bum, just to make you understand what's going on. Yes, we have just finished the first round. We'll see the second one. Strong round for both gentlemen. I would say the striking advantage may still go with Jalen Turner. We'll see how it goes in this next round. If you have more questions, feel free to throw them at the comment section. I will do my best to answer as many of them as possible. As we are watching this telecast, we are just in the downtime. My name is Rafa Esparza. I host a show called The Grappling Hour, also Verbal Tap. I host lots of shows, but right now we're doing a fight companion, and we're glad you're joining us. If you don't have the means to watch, we do our best to tell you what is happening and describe it to you, because otherwise our channel would be taken down. That's what we do. So here we go. Fantasy football. Jesus Christ, I'm not even playing fantasy this year. I decided to I think I'm retired right now. That shit takes up too much goddamn time. Though I love it because it is essentially a different form of gambling with your friends. So no harm, no foul on that side. Second round going on right now. You have Weaver in the black trunks and you have Turner in the white trunks. Starting off 445, nice peppering shots over by Jalen, who's taking a few inside and outside kicks from Weaver, who's starting to move a little bit nice. Footwork very much on point here. And one of the things that you'll see about Jalen is when he does plant, though, a lot of his power is very effective. And it's also deceptive just in the way that he switches a number of times throughout the fights. And again, Jalen with that reach, just ever so slightly getting in these nice hits to begin with. And you'll see over on this, the differentium is 31 on the head or the attacks right there to just 5 for the head strikes. I just always wonder like how much you do see Jalen improve, what he's been able to like work on since the last time we've seen him. And thus far in, it has been a very solid showing by him. So in the meantime, if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, this is not where I want to be, by the way. Feel free to hit me in the comment section. When fighting against Jalen Turner, do not want to be pushed up against a wall. For a second, I thought I heard the clacking of the round clackers, but that is not the case because there's 3:14 left to go in this fight for the second round. Now we're seeing both gentlemen ease into a little bit more of a relaxed fighting style. A lot of people are going to be commenting on the arms of Jalen, the reach being something that is very difficult to overcome. I would tell you it's more the precision of his strikes, which are far more fascinating to watch. Just the way he connects and the connection that he gets like from his angles. Something very much to behold. So don't get lost. Don't sleep on that for sure. He's somebody that's there. I like this. My guy Weaver is tough as nails, and that's from Charles Rosa, which sure, I mean, so far he's definitely showing he is a tough son of a bitch, but we'll have to see how that is going to play out as we continue to watch this fight play itself out. 2:18 left to go. All right. And my dog is trying to get my attention right now, by the way, which is adorable and ill-timed, puppy. We're in the middle of watching a fight. Not the time. Oof. Nice strike on the inside. Did you hear that? This is the shit I deal with all the time when we do these things. Do you want to be on camera? Is that what you want? What you really want is for me to play with her. And unfortunately, we are preoccupied for the next few hours. So unfortunately, she's there. Miss for an uppercut by Jalen. Come here. I like the idea. She's getting madder as we go. Ooh. Ooh, Herb is not going to stop it. Jalen's like, hey, either get up or don't, dude. Jalen's just like walking around and pacing. He is not going in to finish this dude. I don't know how much I enjoy that as a strategy. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, he's piecing him up here. Jalen is got Brock in a bad place, drags him down to earth, and now is just from Turtle going to just swarm him with punches. Brock, to his credit, is fighting and trying to find a way back up, but this is a bad place to be. He is not all there. Now Jalen goes in for one hook, kind of has the back. And he does have a rear naked choke. It's close. He does get the tap. Look at that. Jesus Christ. And Jalen Turner is going to get the win here at UFC Vegas 10. I don't think Brock Weaver really even knows fully what hit him at this point. Woo! That's pretty dope. That was good. Man, what do you say about that? Other than Jalen Turner's a beast, man. I told you all to not sleep on him, dude. He is really, really good at what he does. Skip. Puppy, are you trying to tell something to the audience? Do you have something to say here? The ability to just sit there and let him stay is a true confidence in self. So, god damn. Want to make sure you guys are enjoying yourself. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh, God. I like that we're finding more of these studies that are like, by the way, did you know if you go to a restaurant, you will get COVID? Like, that's the point of COVID we're at right now. It's like you're more likely to get COVID if you go to a restaurant. It's like, no shit. Terrible. I will tell you this, though. I'm just interested to see. Like, I would love to talk to Jalen and get a sense of, like, dude, you could have beat the fuck out of that dude, but instead you let him back up. And that's a true sense of confidence in your ability. But I was seriously worried. Look back at the tape. You will see me nervous to let somebody back into that fight. However, he was on Dream Street, so it is somewhat concerning to see. All right. Well, we should be good there. Woo! Let's do a cheers real quick because I don't think he's going to say anything that's going to really surprise me other than he beast and he good at what he do. But let's take care of this right now. This toast goes on out to Jalen Turner. Jalen, listen, bro, I don't know many people who could let a fighter stay on the ground without swarming them, literally turn their back, and have it not come back to haunt them. Bro, it shows true confidence in your knockout power, and I for sure thought you were going to get just a knockout, but instead you made it with an incredible, incredible submission finish. Big ups to you. Been fan ever since we saw you over at CXF. You have one of my favorite fights of all time. I would love to do an interview with you, so hopefully you see this and you come on the Grappling Hour soon. So cheers to you, sir. Good Lord. I like that they call it like a big hook. I don't even think big hook does half of the sell. That was a massive hook. All right, so they're going to bring him on over to talk on the outside in just a minute. So once he gets a chat with the folks over on the side, we will give you a recap of all things he's telling them. In the meantime, we're about to get set up, I think, to go on Instagram in a few minutes. So hopefully y'all can be watching along and playing along with us there. I might have forgotten to bring my microphone for that one. Although I should probably just use these headphones. That's what we'll do. I don't know, man. Maybe you want to diversify the ways that you win. You know, that dude's got knockout power. Definitely has won a number of times. This would be his second submission wins. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But woo! All right, Jalen is feeling it. He is all smiles right now, bro. And Bisping also is giddy as shit to talk to him. That's what he's saying. He's like, oh, he knows that we have history. So that was a personal get the fuck back up, man. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that counter is beautiful. Jalen saying, hey, listen, I love countering. So Bisping is asking him, why did you do that? Why did you let him back up? He said, hey, it might be nice sometimes. He looked like he was out. Well, great stuff on that side. Let's go ahead and grab our iPad so we can go up. Looks like he's calling for his shots elsewhere, but hey, good for him, man. That's an impressive win. I like that Jalen might be one of the few people who asks Bisping how he's doing when an interviewer, oh God, he's still shadowboxing. Bro, you won. You're good. Oof. Anyway, folks, again, my name is Rafa Esparza. Thank you for joining along with us. We are continuing on as we watch the prelims for tonight's UFC Vegas 10. Oh, beautiful. It went through. Fucking zaw. Now we're going to take a few minutes to talk about Angela Hill, which is a great time for us to talk about our show. Our show is very simple. This week we had some amazing interviews. For example, I got to interview Tony Ramos and ask him, what the fuck are you doing? He has a super fight against Nicky Ryan, and it makes almost zero sense. You have somebody with just a wrestling background coming in to take on a very few ruled version of grappling, meaning leg locks totally in play for a wrestler who really doesn't have a ton of experience in jiu-jitsu. When I asked him about his shit and I said, hey man, tell me a little bit about your experience in grappling. He's like, well, I messed around with some of the guys. And I'm like, well, Nicky Ryan is beating guys who do more than mess around. So his answers were very interesting. I was very pleased to hear him give a full spectrum kind of update into why he's doing it and his beliefs and his hopes and what he's looking to do. And I got to be honest, he says he's looking to do more with us. So let me see. How does that work? You have a list of to review? Nope, that is not how it works, but I will go over that email later. I like that. That's so funny. Oh, man. It is very interesting when people find our show for the first time and they're like, hey, is this how you guys operate? And I'm like, literally look up any of our work. You'll get how we go. Kevin and I are very nice and kind, but we definitely work our asses off. Anyway, friends, hope you're having a great night. Hello. Okay. Anyway, folks, hope you're having a great day. Let's go ahead and go over on the Instagram and set that up so people can start interacting with us over on that side as well. But we have a long day ahead of us, friends. We are going to make sure that we cover every angle that we possibly can of the fight night and the fight game because guess what? There's still, 9 more fights this evening? Ugh. Okay, so we have 3 more left on the prelims. Then we'll be switching over to Roque Martinez, Alexander Romanov after this break in the big boy division. You have the favorite. Alexander Romanov is the favorite. And just based on shadowboxing, I would have to say I understand why. Though we have always been surprised. So it's not anything that is 100% certain. We've seen things change. Beautiful. All right, let's just double check and make sure. I might actually have to reset my iPad, so my apologies to everybody involved here. I just want to make sure we stream perfectly so that everybody can join along, and you guys also can have a good time. Let me see. Did they just say something about a puppy? I want to see what it says. Did Jalen Turner just say he gets a free puppy? Holy shit, that's fucking important. That's how you know you need real interviewers doing their jobs here. I would have asked him if he's gotten a puppy. Jalen, come on the show so I can ask you if you got a puppy. Because if you get a puppy out of this, it's more than fucking worth it. In fact, I think my wife would allow me to fight if she knew that I could get a puppy. Hold on real quick here, folks. I hear my dog being dummy. Hey. I have no idea what she's trying to eat, but she looks super guilty right now. This is the beauty of having a dog here, kids. Yeah, Jalen, get a puppy. They're great. I have no idea what the fuck she just might have eaten. The best thing about dogs when they just kind of look around for things to like eat around you is that they'll give you a look like I definitely didn't eat something, and they 100% did. Are you happy with yourself? Not face. Puppy, totally just fine. She's like, yeah, I mean, honestly, I live a good life. What's there to be mad at, Dad? Boof. All right. Next one, as we mentioned, let's go Alexander Romanov and Roque Martinez. And let's get this going over on our Instagram in a second. We're resetting that. Give us some comments, concerns, hints, allegations, all of that good jazz. We will respond to you in kind and in turn on the Facebooks. So happy you guys are joining us this evening. I would love nothing else for you guys to give us a like and a share. And if you're not following us or subscribe to us or like us in any of those ways, go do that on all of our social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Periscope, Instagram, all at Grappling Hour. So just give us a follow, give us a like, give us a subscription. Every little bit helps. We always love that you guys give us feedback. We have the best fans in the world. Other people say that too, but they're fucking lying. I know that for a fact because they tell me. They send me notes. They're like, yo, Raph, I'm lying. You have the best fans in the world. I'm like, I know. I'm so blessed. Hashtag blessed. So I'm just saying, guys. It's nice. Real recognizes real, fam. All right. Let us go now live over on the Instagrams. All right. And 3, 2, 1. Ooh. These things are fucking weird. All right. Back on this. I guess I have to wear both. So I'm using this as a microphone. Did you know that your microphone is set up right here, which is actually where it's supposed to pick up the best sound, which is why sometimes, even though they're weird and dangly as fuck, your old school iPhone headlines actually do super very good. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood BJJ podcaster, Raph Esparza, coming to you live right now for UFC Vegas 10. Hopefully you guys are tuning in, watching along. If not, I feel bad for you. I do. We just saw Jalen Turner sleep some dude twice. First via punches, and then via actual rear naked choke. So Jalen Turner just won in epic fashion. Right now we're going to be watching What's Up, SX Audi for the next fight. What's up, G-Baby? Good to see you, bro. Hopefully you guys hear me okay. Let me know in the comments if you do. I would love to know that for sure. And of course, all of our friends watching on all of our other channels, thank you guys. We are not forgetting about anybody. We have already done a toast over to Jalen for his amazingness this evening. If you guys want to go ahead and give us a like and a share there, that'd be great. You sound great. Well, you sound great too. Now, granted, you're not talking to me, so I don't know that for a fact. So, and you have a beautiful voice. What's up? Hi, yes, sir. The name's Daniel, bro. Stay blessed. Hey, stay blessed to you, bro. Love that. Love getting great energy from people. I love when people are so nice. This is what, like, sometimes you got to go on the Instagrams, peeps, because people on Instagram tend to be nicer to us because they kind of know us. Every once in a while with the YouTube or like a Periscope, we just get these assholes that come in. And I'm always like, I don't know what to do with you, dude. Like, I'm going to roast you if you come on this thing and you try to talk shit to us. And I guarantee you, we are funnier on the show than you are. Like, without fail, you are not funny. That's the reason you are an internet troll. You are not given any talent. So then you try to make up for that. And aggressively. So, anyway, enough about that. You're here to watch some fights with us. I love when I have other channels and they they send me a note that just goes, and they'll send me a note that goes, "Did you know that Verbal Tap Cast has started a live video?" And I go, "Yeah, I am Verbal Tap Cast as well as Grappling Hour. I know because I did it. I pressed start new telecast." Dummies. They boof. Anyway, this next fight is going to be fire, according to Ben Folks, who, by the way, will be on our next episode of Verbal Tap. It only took us 8 years, but we finally booked him. Super stoked. He is probably, I think, the reporter I respect the most in all of MMA. And at the same point, the person who, if I had the opportunity, I would Highlander in a heartbeat to take his clout. Yeah. I have said famously, though, I think he is a brown belt, maybe a black belt by now. He might be one of the few people in MMA and jiu-jitsu journalism that I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know how I do against him. Every other journalist in a grappling match, I think I'd be okay. Probably have a decent amount of success. So here we go. First round of the fight between the big boys, Alexander Romanov and Roque Martinez. And away we go. Boom. Give me 1 second. I'm going to check on the puppy. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. BRB. Good news. She's just eating a bone. This time, she is not doing anything too stupid. Because that happens every once in a while, kids. I like that. Megan says, I'm going with Alexander on this one. Who are you going with, Raph? Woo! I said before the break that I was going with Romanov. And so far, so good on that prediction. But we'll see how this one goes. If in between rounds things are not going great, oops. No! No! Take that leg back. God damn it. I swear to God, every time. These guys, we're getting so many more people adept at fucking leg locks. They just start grabbing the leg, and sometimes that's good enough. And a beautiful suplex by Romanov. Jesus, who slides his way into mount and may just get it through stuffing. Like, just press on this man. Now he's going into that Josh Barnett 1,000 kilos, except for the fact he just doesn't quite have it. Yeah, I like this that it said Martinez goes for a heel hook and eats the entire world as a result of it. What is up, Garage Auto Stuffa? Appreciate you watching along with us. And you are joining along as we're watching UFC Vegas 10. And the big boys are at play right now with one Alexander Romanov, who is scared. Nice overhand hook by Martinez that just is questionably hitting somebody in the back of the head, if we're being honest at this point. Beautiful single leg takedown, and Romanov is going to go back to work. This may not be a very long fight here, people. Ugh. Boof. It says more than 500 pounds of athlete moving around in that cage right now. That's being kind. That was before they weighed in. Who knows what they weigh now? Ooh, Romanov is maybe being just gifted his back, but instead opts to stay in that side control and rain down on some elbows. I mean, these are opportunities, really, honestly, here, people, to just break your opponent. And, he might have just even a straight arm here. Ugh. Referee is now warning Martinez to fight back, and in the middle of defending himself, Roque says, I'm good. I mean, prove it, bro. This does not look good. This is not what a good person looks like when they're taking this many shots. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. This is that kind of thing that you're hoping for when you train on a heavy bag and you just drop down punches. And maybe Romanov is just going to try and mercy kill him with a choke at this point. But every time he sets it up, no, just kidding. Knee on belly, straight into hammer fists. Referees wants to kind of step in more than I think even the rest of us. Romanov just unleashing. Although the weird part about it is Martinez is essentially blocking a number of these strikes, and in some way might even be letting Romanov just kind of exhaust himself here. The problem is when you don't do anything for this long of a period, you do run the risk of them stopping the fight, even when you probably feel like you could still absorb more or do more. Romanov has 55 seconds. Oh my God, he's winding up his punches. And Martinez stuck in a back fist to try and hit him while mounted. These are choices that are being made here, people. Ugh. This is not the best mount I've ever seen in my life, but at the same point, it's ugly enough to be somewhat effective. Ugh. This is essentially Hulk smash. Somebody compared it to King Kong. I just don't even know at this point. I really just feel, yeah, bro, take the arm. Literally just take the arm at this point. Instead, yes, take the straight arm. Fuck him up, because then he can't do something with it. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, I don't think he's tapping. I think he's just might be scream yelling his way out of it, which essentially should be a verbal tap. But, bro, oh, that's not the way to finish that. Instead, he's just going to go straight back into punching him in the face. And we get to a second round, even though, oh, my God, that suplex. That's beautiful. Jesus Christ. So, Daniel, tell me a little bit about why your friend's guard sucks. I saw you put up a thing. I looked it up very casually, which is I pressed it once and I said, oh, it's a thing. Good for you. Good to know. Going to give a note here. Let me check this. I'm going to look back over on the recents. Oh, look. Yes. Awesome. Been having a great day so far here. Been catching some good fights thus far in. Hopefully you guys have been watching some good fights as well. Hit me in the comment section with what you've been seeing and what you've been appreciating, and we'll continue to connect here as we have a fantastic day all together here, friends. Let me go ahead and reach out and say, awesome. Okay. What else? Let's see. We went back and forth as a joke. Then he posted his nephew saying, my guard sucks, so I used my contacts to joke on him. I mean, you certainly use your contacts to joke on him. I saw, what is that, a Gary Tonin in there talking shit about it? Like, that's impressive, man. And Gary doesn't just do it for food. You got to buy him like 2 Happy Meals to do that sort of work. So kudos to you, man. I thought that was highly impressive. And a single leg takedown again. Ugh. It's going to be 4 minutes and 20 seconds of this again, isn't it? Ugh. He just ran the pipe so effectively. Like, I like the idea they put big boy Thangs. Yeah, that's true. No. I don't want to see 4 minutes of hammer fists to the face that are vaguely blocked. I mean, Martinez is still blocking, and I can give that credit. But if Romanov goes back, and I don't know how that straight arm doesn't do it. Yeah, dude, that's exactly what big guys do in those moves. So just fucking go nuts. Go wild, bro. All right. Now we are still in that kind of half guard, which doesn't even really matter at this point because it's just continuously punching him and hoping that there might be something better to happen here. And to be fair, for a split second, there was a head and arm choke here, but he does have all the time in the world to do it. I would just say to maybe be a little bit more distinct on the mount. It's that every time he raises up to hit a punch, he does give a little bit of his balance off. So it's kind of why Martinez is so adept at bucking him off. One thing to really note here is look at his center of his butt as like kind of come below where the stomach is. Now, again, that's nice and shit, but that's partially why it becomes harder to control a person as you go on. So I kind of get why we aren't necessarily seeing a submission finish at this point. Ugh. Yeah, they're talking about resistance. Oh, hey, now we're starting to get somewhere. Just raining down with the punches. Swat, 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 punch, 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 punch. I mean, we're definitely giving him a lot of time. There's been 6 minutes and 20 seconds of ground control time in favor of Romanov. So looks like Megan, you know, when you said you're going with Alexander on this one, you know, I think we're looking pretty good here. Now at this point, he's just tenderizing the body. Is he going to try a Darce here? Nope. I mean, Martinez in a grappling match seems like he would just be really difficult. You would probably pass his guard, get to stay there for a little bit, and then just hate how miserable your life would be. But for some strange reason, it almost looks like Romanov wanted to be the dude who gets an armbar finish in there. He is close on setting up a head and arm triangle choke, which from mount is a viable option. Do not leave your leg there. Get over to the side. This still might be difficult to do. He needs to go parallel with him, though it does look like Martinez just doesn't like being here. So Martinez is thinking about tapping. Maybe he will. And he does tap excessively late. And there is a sign of a cross. Lay boof. What a fucking day on the job that was for him. Well, that is Romanov's 7 win by decision. Or I'm sorry, by submission. My apologies. I said the wrong word. He is not in on a Wikipedia page, but let's look that up. I'd love to see what other submissions he's pulled off because, again, some part of me thought, bro, is it though? Are you a fighter that likes to get arm bars? Because if a big boy got an arm bar, other than say like a Overeem or a Verdum, I might be heavily surprised. Oh no, he suplexed his coach. Speaking of which, I don't know what the fuck my dog is doing. My dog is going to try and pull some shit here today. For those of you who don't know, my dog essentially was recently diagnosed with kennel cough. So if you've never experienced that, and I haven't, so this is new to me, it sounds like they're wheezing for a certain amount of time. And the doctors are very blasé about it. They're like, it's probably kennel cough. No big deal. So, you know, the dog's just kind of like, and us as parents, my wife and I both going, what the fuck? Are you okay? Oh my God. And we freak out. And the doctors, again, are fine. And all of a sudden they just go like, yeah, there's nothing to do. We thought she might have had something stuck in her throat. And now that she's been kind of resting for about a week, she is starting to feel her wits about her again. And she's just starting to show us that she feels fine. So she's going to be a brat and try and get into the worst kind of trouble. So pro con, very happy she's healthy and feeling better. But also cut the fucking shit out. Be good. Chill. And I'm back. Anyway. Man, I forgot about Nico Price and Cowboy Cerrone next week because everybody's talking about Woodley and Colby Covington. That'll be an interesting thing to see, by the way. So we'll keep our eyes on it. It does appear that Ed Herman has got another fight. I always wonder how long it's going to – sounds like a teenager, of which I have two. Yeah, bro, I don't have kids, but I have her. Might as well be a kid. So I am doing my best to try and stay on top of her and be like, stop being A teenager. You don't talk back. You just decide to do dumber shit. Anyway, otherwise she's adorable and we love her. King Kong MMA fighter page. Oh, he takes a selfie with him afterwards on the camera. That's very sweet. Good for him, dude. I like him a lot more now. Okay, so Roque Martinez has the head and arm triangle. Dude, they're still exchanging great words to each other. That's what I love seeing. He's undefeated, so obviously you knew he had to be a favorite. His first amateur fight, though, was a loss, but since then he has gone a perfect record. He has a number of rear naked chokes as wins. He's also got wins by punches, which, by the way, just goes to show you, when you are a certain kind of foreigner, and yes, he is nicknamed King Kong, which, sure, but when you are a certain kind of foreigner, they'll be like, how did he win? Punches. He punched very hard. Many times. So many punches. Okay, well, was it like ground and pound? Punches. What do you won by punches? Many punches. Whatever you say, bud. And it's even better because one of his wins, and I kid you not, he's got punches, he's got slam. Yep, it says slam, and he's got choke. I kid you not, one of his wins literally just says choke. How did you win the fight? Choke. It's just... Oh, he speaks English too. Ah, he's crossing all the I's and T's. So, oh, I think he's saying King Kong is here in Vegas and he's very hungry. Look at that. He's even got some like really shitty branding to go off of. This is great. Let's give this kid all of the things. Bispy's asking, when do you want to fight again? I want to say to all heavyweight bout, I'm here. I want to fight. Oh my God, it's so great. He's my favorite. Oh, this guy's the fucking best. He ends his thing by saying, hey, everybody, I like fight. Here we go. Good. Here. Like, how do you not like that? I should end all of my telecast now just by being like, very good. Okay. Yes. We go. Thank you. I want to fight. How win fight? Choke. Or slam. Maybe both. Karate Hottie gets a little profile right over here while we take a moment to get into all of this. Thank you very much for the hearts. I appreciate them. This guy is my fucking favorite thing in the world now. Do it, Rap. I must be very blunt with you guys. Ever since I was a kid, anytime somebody would tell me to flex in a photo, I just thought it's silly. Like, I get if you do the working out and you do all the stuff to show off, like, man, I got some guns, I want to show it off. Like, you know, Nicky Roddy puts hours into the gym. But, like, trying to flex on a photo to me as a normal person just is weird. And so when I see people do it in front of me and I'm doing interviews and I go, oh, okay, well, do you want to say anything? Yeah, man, I just want to say, watch my eyes as it happens, because in interviews, I guarantee you I shoot them a look like, are you 6? Like, honestly, are you 6 years old? Because I feel like after you're 6 old, it's no more, dude. I think that's it. And I get if you go into being a fighter. So let me see here. Hassan Najee, I'm going to be very honest with you, friend. I cannot read that. I wish I could, but thank you for joining. So what are you going to do? Sorry. No disrespect there. Hopefully you're saying something nice. But if you're saying something mean, then disrespect. Yeah, it's just, I mean, what the fuck, dude? I just, flexing on people is just a weird thing. And if you ever see me do it, please know one of two things have happened. One, I've worked very hard on my fitness, which probably not going to happen. Or two, I am doing it 100% ironically. That is my promise to you guys. Same with the middle finger. Like, bro, we're grown now. So the middle finger, though, I'm with you. I get that as a concept. The hard part with the middle finger is that it really only becomes offensive in a hurry. Like if you're, say, driving and somebody cuts you off and you're like, nah, like I still don't even do it. But I end up doing this. I had one woman who was trying to drive the wrong way into a section. And as a result, she tried to make it seem like I wasn't paying attention. So not only was she trying to yell at me, but she had her daughter, her little mini me, being like, and then I look at both of them and I just go like, did your daughter just flick me off? But who we flipping off in a photo? No, that's fair. I'm going to get there in a second. So she's flipping me off and I look at her and I just go, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, you've taught her great family values. And the worst part is, at this point, I'm kind of saying, like, you're fucking dumb. You're dumb. Look at this. Because the one thing they don't realize is there's a sign that they missed, because they miss a lot of things, that said right turn only, and they were attempting to turn left. And as they're trying to yell at me, they then start moving forward and slowly get everybody honk at them. And I just think to myself, well, those are the people who flick you off. So good for them. Your contention is about who we flipping off in a photo. Yeah, I always found that really weird. And I have to blame, I think, in my experience, it was like Ice Cube and the guys from, West Side Connection. Because the first time I saw them like throwing up like the West sign, I was just kind of like, I mean, I love it. I'm a West Side to die kind of guy. But at the same point, I just thought, like, what's the photographer doing to you? So then as a result, I see nothing but my friends doing that. And I go, okay, no, I get it. And guess what? They've all grown into people who go to 10th Planet now. So one and the same. But when people, just sorry, Doreen, I know you saw that. So I want to make sure. And I will comment on what you just said in a moment. But I would say this. Flipping off the camera is always like, yeah, fuck you, man. But it's like, why do you dislike the cameraman? It's not the cameraman, man. It's the people who see this photo. I would hope that the people who see the photo are my friends. Are we flipping off haters? Because, okay, sure. Yeah, I know it's you. I know all of you 10p for Ellers. However, Doreen just put translation, Kyle Chambers is the best. He really is, though. If I have to be honest, of the people who I've interviewed, he is a stand-up dude. He is super nice. He is savage on the mats. Every time I get to talk with him, it is great conversation. So, still haven't trained with him yet. Very afraid of him. That's the translation on that. But I would tell you, though, I think the world of him as a competitor, and I always get excited when I see him compete. So hopefully we get to run into each other sooner than later. But yes, you are 100% correct. He is actually one of the best. And I normally wouldn't take that in there and make a comment from it on a broadcast like this. But, like, he really is one of my favorite people. And he was one of our first guests on the Grappling Hour spinoff. So always indebted to those people. Our first guests on the Grappling Hour: PJ Barch, Wagner Hocha. I think I had 4. It might have been somebody else too. I'm going to cheat here. Hold on. It's going to bug me because I'm forgetting who the fuck it is. And that's a very rude thing to do. But guess what? On October 2nd, it will be, friends, our 3rd year anniversary of the Grappling Hour. And in November, it'll be 8 years of Verbal Tap. So we've been around now for a while. It's very strange to be the old guys in the business now, if I am being so honest, because something happened where all of a sudden now we're getting people who I interview with or who I talk to, and they're like, oh my God, man, I grew up listening to you. And I go, no, shut up. I'm still here. I didn't die. I'm not retired. I'm still doing this. Yeah, man, I came through because I saw you get a microphone and I said, if that idiot can do it, I can too. Thank you. Cool. But there's like a method to this, there's a method to this madness. I have a format. I do things. Yeah, man. I just, I get up and I just talk to people. It's a little more than that. Oh, that's who it was. That's right. I'm so sorry. Sergio Hernandez was also on that show. And John Thor Blank, who had just won EBI 17. That was the premiere episode of the Grappling Hour back in 2018. So, look at that. We've come a long way here, kids. So, give us a like and a share on Facebook. Give us all of the things everywhere. Give us more, I guess is what we're saying here. I just want to make sure you guys give us all the love because we always appreciate it. Roosevelt Roberts is coming up next against Kevin Croom? I think it's Croom. It's a weird-ass fucking name here, people, if I'm being honest. And I'm also going to give this a share over on my Facebook just to make sure Puppy is just peed off her pad. So that's cool. Really don't like that one. Let me see. So, new rules that go into effect on October 1st. Facebook will apparently be banning live-streamed musical performances. You may not use videos on our products to create a music listening experience. We want you to enjoy video and friends. However, if you use videos on our products to create a music listening experience for yourself or others, your videos will be blocked and your page profile group may be deleted. This includes live. Dope. That'll come back to haunt us. Aaron Harris, how have you been, motherfucker? Are you still wearing Speedos with the American flag on them? I have to say, I don't know how William Tackett kept a straight face that entire time. I would have laughed my ass off. So, just goes to show the commitment of you guys as grapplers, if we're being honest. Speaking of which, again, I think my dog is being a brat right now. So, if you hear me yell, you'll know why. Heartbreak Modell. That's a fucking great name. Look at you. I like that my dog just walked by me like, I'm doing whatever the fuck I want right now. Whatever, ho. I do what I want. All right, who do you guys have for this fight? Do you have Roosevelt Roberts or do you have Kevin Croom? Hit me in the comment section. Let me know who you are favoring. I would believe the favorite in this one, yes, by a large margin, is Roosevelt Roberts. And I would have to say that is who I am going for on this one. So unless you guys have something else, let me know in the comment section below. Talk to me, my friends. That's what this is all about. It's communication. Let's all communicate with each other while we can until Facebook says no more fun. Because for whatever reason, Facebook kind of sucks sometimes, man. Especially to those of us who just try to do broadcasts on here. The reason why I say that is because ESPN is slowly starting to flag if we do the highlight videos that we do on our normal page. They'll give us some shit. So, not that you guys have to worry about that. That's a RAF problem. Let me make sure we've given. Oh, Sean Quenville, thank you so much. We're going to give a cheers to you in just a second. We'll do it in between rounds up. What is up, Haps? 323. 323. Does that mean you're Los Angeles? Because every time I hear 323, ooh, no, don't prove me wrong. Oh, fuck. That's a nice choke that he is setting up here. And Roosevelt Roberts is going to have to give up his back or he is going to get choked out here. He needs to get to the floor. I think he's tapping out right now. Oh, no. That one came back to haunt me. That's fine. Well, we're going to ask Dan about that one a little bit later, I believe. Kevin Croom came to play, everybody. God damn. That was pretty good, man. I have to give it. I don't mind losing that one. UFC Vegas 10 action going down. What's up, Billy? We are watching UFC Vegas 10. Hopefully you are as well. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. Have you gotten a new singlet? Are you enjoying the merch that you have? Unfortunately, we've had to push back WWE BJJ week, so we haven't gotten to do any kind of nonsense like that. in a little bit, but I'm sure we will be doing that. Hopefully you guys will be doing that. Oh, well, listen, Megan, you got that one right. You said he looks scrappy. He sure as fuck was scrappy. God damn. I was proven so wrong on that one. And that's the thing, dude. The thing that makes me so sad for fighters is when they are trained to not give up their backs, and rightfully so, because they will put themselves in danger in a number of spots like that. But that is one where you get that choke where you kind of have to get your back to the mat and slowly start to move your head around. It is not the world's best. You get out of one problem and head into another. So I get it. Yes. Akamoto's coming in and says 450 plus on the cash and made it look easy. That is accurate. Anyway, I love the fact that right now we are seeing a lot of MMA fighters give their ideas on politics. They are more than welcome to. I think that is an important part of our dynamic. We should have people who are able to speak their minds. I just always encourage them to be informed. And a lot of them are not. Anyway, let's see here. Daniel, appreciate you. Daniel, you didn't guess on that one. Like this, it says, I like Julia Avelia to win the next fight. Okay. I mean, it's a subtle way of telling me, Raph, get on your job. I'll do it. I'll put it on right now. I'll put the branding on for that. It's a good way to keep me not lazy here, people. I like that you guys keep me honest. Make sure I'm always on my shit. That'll come up after this in a second. But in the meantime, let's keep the branding on here to get all the way through. I mean, Kevin was there, dude. He really got all of that submission. And again, you see, look, here flexing at the camera, perfectly fine. You want to fight. You still have your abs for a few more hours. Do it. Totally get it. So Kevin Kroom says that I guess apparently he was wondering when it was going to be his turn in a camp full of monsters. So I kind of understand that. Good for him, dude. He looks like he is in a great mood too. And he is now racing on over to do his interview. That's how much he's there. It says that's a bonus down there. I mean, it should be. Woo! That left was a beaut. Finds the angle, stays on it, stays consistent with his grips, and actually adjusts midway through multiple times with that. So, man, what a fucking great moment for him. I'm definitely going to see if we can reach out to him, but we have to do a toast for him in just a moment. Until then, let's hear what he has to say and make sure that we give you guys the play-by-play of the words he tells to one Michael Bisping in 3, 2. Whew. Kevin is in great spirits. He says that he's waited 13 years to be there. He just says, man, I've been waiting. I mean, bro, totally get it. So now they're going to actually talk through the finish. Let me walk you through it. He loves the punch that he threw. He said he felt the neck, and he just put his hips in there. And I mean, that is an important component of what he was finishing. Bisping said, did you ever see your debut kind of going like this? And he said, sure. Oh, he was the guy with the comb. Oh, God, knife comb. That's what we're going to call him. God, I don't hate him, but I should. Knife comb. Okay. I should do the toast. Here we go. This one goes on out to Kevin Kroom. Hey, congratulations to you on an excellent finish over here at the UFC. I know they were talking about your time, that you were waiting for this all your life, but you made an impressive debut. You also made an impressive weigh-in as well with your knife comb. I'm a fan. I mean, you look kind of dangerous with it. At first, I was like, oh my goodness, that's a very dangerous thing to be just moving around when you're in a real close situation where you want to punch people. But if that's going to be your thing, then I'm all about you, knife comb. I'd love to interview you. Cheers to you, bud. I mean, the reason why I feel like he needs to have a name like that is because when you are a villain in a movie and you have a thing like that, you know, they let you know that you're Odd Job. They're like, oh, that's Odd Job. And you go, oh, no, he's hat throw guy. Sumo hat throw guy. Got it. You just need branding, and it's a good hashtag. Knife comb hashtag. Takes care of everything. Genius. See? All right, friends, we're coming up real close here. It says, where can I watch the UFC tonight? It is actually on ESPN. I do not know if it is plus or minus. I think it might just be on regular ESPN. Let me see if I can double check that for you. It is all on ESPN Plus. So as a result of it all being on ESPN Plus, if you don't have ESPN Plus, I would implore you to get it, but I'm happy to do play-by-play throughout the evening. And if that's what you want, go ahead and take a seat. We're going to be here all night. We are, after this next fight, going to take a break and reset the stream. So do not worry. We're going to be right back. We have one more fight, and then we're going to have a separate stream for the UFC final portion of the evening's main event. So that's what I got going on for you guys. I want to make sure I'm not echoing for you guys in case it's getting a little bit of playback from the video that I'm watching, just to make sure things are going nicely as we watch this fight. I also want to double check here real quick that I did share this. And then let's see over here on Instagram, we're still going in about, this might actually work pretty nicely. 20 minutes there. We'll see. Sean, I'm going to get you a cheers because I appreciate you giving us a share. I just saw that right now. I'm going to take care of you, bro. Do not think I have forgotten about you. I am also going to give this a last share on my personal Facebook one more time, just so that we are all caught up, and then we can do the hokey pokey. Is Third Coast Grappling going on right now? Because I do not have eyes on it. If you guys want to tell me, I will take that knowledge and work with it. I would appreciate that. What is up, Blanca? Hopefully you are enjoying yourself today. I saw you got some photos yesterday at submissions on the shore, which are not on the shore to my knowledge, but you know, I mean, we'll take it. You know, it's good enough. Let me make sure I'm giving this the proper share. It is not allowing me to share on this. Submissions on the shore. Well, is it on the shore though? First one was. So I just want to make sure of that. Anyway, team versus team today. That's what it is. Okay, awesome. Yesterday was the individual ones, I think. I was just double checking. What is up, Justin, Renek? Good to see you all ladies today. Yeah, they do all lady cards. So we're huge fans of Albert and what he is putting together over with that. Got to commentate the first one of that. Look at that. Amon Killer. Amon, you better be sharing this. You don't get a cheers, but you know why you have to share it. You better share it. I don't threaten people like this, but I threaten him. 155? Awesome. Woo! Okay. Why are they wearing green jackets? Them wearing green jackets right now make it look like I'm watching fucking golf. No one's allowed to wear green jackets. This isn't the Masters. No. Smegan. Third Coast Grappling hasn't started yet. A little over an hour. Thank you for the reminder. I've momentarily gotten lost in the sauce. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck we are right now. Normally, after this many prelims, there is a Third Coast Grappling, but we started an hour earlier on the UFC telecast. So that would be the reason why. Thank you for making sure I am aware of that. Y'all, fight coverage, it's hard, y'all. Sometimes you forget things. Or sometimes people go, hey, are you going to cover this? And I go, I don't know, maybe. I might forget. Like, sometimes it is nice to take a day off. And I do like doing this all the time, but like half the time I have people message me and they'll be like, go, hey, are you going to cover this event? I'm like, probably, bro. But right now, this is as good as it gets. Stop wearing green jackets. Don't like it. Not a fan. I should probably get a photo of this. Look at this. Just it's confusing. It makes me look like I'm watching my dad's fucking TV. It's all my dad watches is golf. I don't need that in my life. I don't even have a good screenshot of it. It just looks terrible right now. What is up, Grappling 22? Congratulations to my good friend who just recently was given a black belt. Look at that. Look at that. I would do this in person, but this is as close as we're getting right now. So we'll take care of you, bro. I'm so happy for you. So proud. You totally have deserved it. You have deserved it. And I would have written a post about it, but somebody's on private. So I can't. Thus, I'm doing it here. What is up, French Vanilla 94? Look at you. Coming in with your name, French Vanilla. Very funny. Makes me wonder, where did you come up with that name from? I could never imagine. UFC Vegas coverage. Join in, y'all. One more fight here before they switch to the main card, which in itself, friends, is how many fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more fights. It is 12 fights this evening. Yeah, all things considered. We're going at a nice pace. You know, we've been telecasting for a little bit. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying what we've been putting down here. I also want to just put this up. Thank you again, Megan, for letting me know. It is a huge help to all of our coverage needs. Those of you watching on all of our different broadcast areas, we are on Twitch. Actually, no, we're not on Twitch tonight. We'll take that one out. Periscope, YouTube, and Facebook, and now on Instagram. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Of course, at the top of the hour, everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope, we do one more stream. And then every hour on the hour, we have to redo the stream here on Instagram because they suck. Did you see the Big Boy Slam? Yes, in the UFC I did. It was intense. That is Alexander Romanov, who, yikes. You know, he's my new favorite guy. Love that guy. He was so smiley. He took a selfie with his opponent afterward. He was very much like, oh, thank you so much I appreciate you in combat. Yes, blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, he was talking like, oh, King Kong hungry. Now want to fight. And I might win by choke or slam. So, favorite. Love that dude. Want to see him fight already again. Thank you for you tuning in over on, look at that, Periscope. We get people tuning in on that. We probably should share that a couple more times before we restart this stream going on in just a few minutes. Whew, it is busy as fuck right now, you guys. All right, so can somebody explain to me what happened to Conor McGregor? Because I saw it, I don't know that I understand it. Because I thought we already did Conor McGregor for sexual assault before, and then it just went away. This one, however, it just happened out there, and all I saw was his lawyer saying, like, definitely did not happen. My client is not guilty, which gets thrown around a lot for Conor, if we're being honest. So just let me know in the comments what you may have heard, so that way I am a little more informed, and then I can actually go research it. Different country. Well, that's not the goal. I just like the fact that we're just saying, like, I mean, he's got one in every country now, so he's doing them in different places. Beef. Oh God. Oh my God. I thought this dude was Daniel Cormier in this Fortnite video for a split second. Oh no. That's how on that is how on retirement I believe Daniel Cormier is. I see some dude who looks a little bit bigger, and I was like, did Daniel Cormier gain some? It's not Daniel Cormier. No, I'm just really dumb. But I am preparing for DC to, maybe gain a little coverage weight. We'll see. Anyway, friends, That is what we're doing. So yes, if I will take your questions, comments, concerns, hints, allegations, the next fight that is coming up on the docket is Julia Avila versus Sarah Eubanks. Sahara. These aren't real names. Spell it like a real American, please. Thank you. Jesus. Oh, I already put it on there. All right, awesome. So we are all set to go. Oof. What else can I tell you guys about? Apparently over the weekend or over the week, there was, whether you believe it or not, a $1.5 million bet between Gordon Ryan and Andre Galvao. That looks like it's just not going to happen. Who knows if we're even going to see that ADCC at this point? I don't. I doubt it on so many days. And in some way, I think I'm okay if I don't see it. Might be worth it to bug Gordon all that much more. $1 billion. I know. They literally have hit Dr. Evil levels of just being like, and first of all, who's like, you do not see Tom Brady messaging Cam Newton and being like, I put up 1.5 of my dollars versus 2.5 of your dollars to see who wins at the Super Bowl. Like, that's how backwards our sport is at this point. And I get that there is a belief in self in your technique, but we just look so amateur comparatively, and yet people eat it up. Because what else? All of grappling will not make more than $1.5 million this year. It's there. So there you have it, kids. It's just so silly. Every time I see that kind of stuff, though, it makes me think that we should probably put up a post that's like, if Gordon's so rich, then why is Gary's hair look like trash? If people had that money, they would be on their own island. Yeah, I guess. It's the silliest thing in the world. And I love the fact that people are going to be like, well, he's afraid. And all I'm thinking of is everybody looks dumb in this situation. I don't care who you are. It's a silly sort of a thing. And yet we're all also so bored. We'll take it. Just like, sure, yeah, what else is going on? ADCC's far, who knows? And Mo recently said, and we've mentioned this a couple times, that if there is no audience, there will be no ADCC. They will postpone it. So we're all going to be looking with vested interest to see how it proceeds. But the biggest tests are going to be how ADCC trials go. And the first trials for America look like they will take place on schedule at the very beginning of November. So it's going to be one of the first big sort of things where you will see people competing in that form. IBJJF is doing their thing. But if you looked at the numbers alone, California had how many? 370-ish that entered at the West Coast trials. I can only imagine. It says Abu Dhabi is still on. Yes, IBJJF is also doing their thing. But a lot of those places, to my knowledge, have a one coach, one competitor sort of a thing, all that. And I thought that the IBJJF was supposed to be you lose, get the fuck out kind of a thing. It'll be interesting to see if they enforce that. So we're in for a weird, uncharted amount of few months here, if we're being honest. So hopefully we'll have some patience and we'll all kind of see how it plays out. But your guess is as good as mine here, kids, because that's how you know ADCC is kind of in a weird place where they're like, anybody want to get a side bet going on? I guess I got a side pot with Gordon versus Cyborg. Is that what we're doing? We'll just call it who's number one. Maybe somebody will tune in. I just love the fact that we're also seeing Tony Ramos, who, again, we mentioned earlier, he was taking on Nikki Ryan for who knows whatever fucking reason. But all the respect over to Tony for taking that match. I still can't believe he tried to get it under different rules, and the who's number one people said, nah. Like, what the fuck? This dude's a wrestler. So why would you do a match as a wrestler to take on Nikki Ryan of all people. It just does not make any sense. It is super silly. You put Denise. Yeah, I understand. I was just making up something. It says, I need to hang out and eat acai. Well, that seems to be a popular expression these days. Everybody just wants to chill. Hey, listen, some of these people don't even know what acai Jill felt like. That's how you knew things were real. Back in the day, when they said, you eat your acai within these parameters, and if you get out, then that's not okay. But go ahead and take these nachos and put that weird artificial yellow into our bleachers. Because that's American. I don't know. It was really stupid. And anyway, that seems to be what we're doing here on that side. But hopefully we get some other stuff. It says Stater Bros frozen packs. Yeah. Let me see. We've shared this to all of our places. This share is going on out to our friend. Oh, Sarge in Charge walked out to WAP. Damn, yo. That's some gangster shit. I'm all about that. Let me hear it with that. Oh, that's great. Damn, respect, y'all. If you walk out to WAP, I'll give you some props for that. Because a lot of people are very triggered by that song. Oh, no, don't talk about your parts. My ears, no. My precious ears. But when a male rapper does it, it's okay because it's just not the same. Anyway. So Eubanks, Avelia with a little bit of a height reach at the 5'7" versus 5'4", both exact same weight on the dot. 68 reach versus 67 with the arms. Who do you guys have in this one? Tell me before Bruce is done with this. Dude, you look like a hipster with hair. Listen, I'm just trying to do this. I don't like having this much hair, if I'm being honest. You're going with Julia on this one. I appreciate it. I've also been told by the people closest to me, who are not my wife. My wife has been pretty clear. I'm like, you can cut it when you want, which is usually a sign of, would you think about cutting it? I've been told by people who I am close with, like my best friends, including Kevin, who are like, keep it, dude. I think you need to grow it out as long as you can, man. I'm like, I don't have a head that supports hair like this. I also, while boxing right now, do not know what to do with hair in face. Like, I have never, I don't want a fro. No, my head is too dumb for a fro. As it is, the fact that it's all curly and shit is very confusing to me. I remember it being curly when I was a kid, and then they kind of like fixed it. They straightened it out for a little bit, and it just stayed that way. Now with the pandemic, it feels like it's just blah. So we'll see what a mess it looks like, but I don't know. By the way, just to remind you guys on this, we have 5 more minutes on the Instagram, and then we're gonna have to reset that one. And then after this fight, we're gonna reset our broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and the Periscope. So everybody stay calm. We're not going anywhere. It's at Grappling Hour on all of the channels you're currently watching on, so you don't have to go far. And, oh my God, Julia is super aggressive. Right now, Megan, you are looking very sharp with your pick. Ugh. Look at that. Thumbs down. I don't know what a thumbs down means, but okay. It says, Raph, did you watch the BJJ bet event last week? They had Pena versus Erberth and Cyborg versus Kenyon, among other great matchups. I actually did not get to see it. I saw the highlight of Erberth. How do I put this? As a not high-level grappler. Appearing, I don't want to put this like the Jiu-Jitsu Times put it. Jiu-Jitsu Times said it appeared that he gave up from mount, which is kind of accurate. I don't know. Like, I kept looking. I kept thinking, like, is there some other thing that I don't know here? But from the appearance of it, it looked like Pena won just by, sure, why not? So it was very strange. We made a meme with, him as Bob Sapp, and I stand by that one. Look at this, though. I hate when people do this from underneath and they throw up that fucking triangle. It always happens with people who are fucking lanky as fuck, and it always pisses me off because it's not submitting me, but it's just meant to submit me off, or it's meant to just piss me off. BJJ Stars, yeah. Don't know. Herbert quit again, or you could say it like Don did. That's perfectly fine too. I don't know what to do in those situations because it just is weird. And Herbert, like every time I want to try and cut him some slack, I just always think he says something or does something that I go, well, that seems stupid. So yeah, it looked like he got submitted from Mount, and it looked really bad. And then Cyborg and Kenyon, I heard that one was okay, but I didn't get the chance to watch it. Do you think I need to? Are there other matches that I should maybe take a look at? Because I'm always welcome to doing that. I just, I didn't. Somebody asked me, like, where do you go find it? And I was like, I don't know. I'm taking that one off. It's very rare I take it a full event off. But sometimes I like to tell people, what's up, BJJ Shutter? I'm like, sometimes I want to make sure an event's going to stick around because they don't always do one. Look at this control and an almost crab ride to take in the back, and Eubanks punching her way out of it. This is like two Birimbolowers attacking each other. Before this cuts out, just to remind you guys, I'm going to reset the connection literally in a minute and a half, which means we will be back on the air in like 2 minutes. Do not go anywhere. I thank you guys for appearing with us and enjoying the telecast thus far in. We're not going anywhere for the rest of the night. You guys stay with us as well. Your telecast stays exactly as it is, but your telecast is going to take a short little break. But we're going to be back in like 2 minutes. So don't go anywhere. Much love. We'll see you guys in a minute. Bye. Share to IG. Again, picking photos of myself from like a still shot. I always look so dumb on these. And I always wonder, like, how dumb do other people think I look when I see this? Because if I think I look dumb, that means I really look dumb. Let's go. Boom. All right. Back to the action right now. You do have Avelia on top, putting the press up with just 43 seconds left to go in this very first round of action. Doing some great stuff. Moving the knee up a little bit right near where the shoulder is, which will lock that arm a little bit more. I like that somebody writes on Twitter, it's a UFC or MMA fighting that says, you think these two came to fight tonight? Yeah, I think so. Ooh. In on a body triangle, a makeshift one over this way. All right. We're coming back over this side. I'm going to take off the Herbert quit again just to make sure we're not over vamping that one. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're now back for what could be the tail end. There's like 8 seconds left to go, and I do not think Avelia is going to get a stop here. But we are watching the last prelim before we move into the main card. So do not go anywhere. We've got some fun to do. Hopefully you guys are enjoying yourself. Hey, what's up, everybody here as well? We love you guys. I like that Don very aptly put that Herbert quit again, which, kind of did. Not gonna lie. Just gonna, I tried to say it the polite way. Like maybe he. What's up, Purple F fuck Acai? Is that your name? Because I see Purple AF Acai. Is it supposed to be purple as fuck? Because I like that better. Purple AF Acai is a great name. If it's short for something else, I don't want to know. I just want to think it's purple as fuck acai. I would eat that. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the fights thus far in. Been pretty good. We've been flying. Sorry about that. Sometimes the thing gives up and it changes my camera to my shitty camera. Here we go. It says right here, if Edward Herman wins, I'm taking 2 shots of acai. Hold me to that. I will. 100%, Don. I like that you're putting up bets that I have no reason to make you do, but yeah, sure, if you're offering, bro. All right, 4:10 left to go on this second round. And again, Julia is just, Jesus Christ. That's the kind of pad work I wish I could do. But Eubanks just stops her dead in the tracks and now is going to get her chance to play from up top. My apologies if you guys are hearing that. Had to clear the throat. Unfortunately, I can only mute one of these. I can't ever mute this, which sucks. So, womp womp. Anyway, Julia's trying to get that high guard to go into an arm bar. Nothing getting right there just yet. But she does, she might be able to start finagling a triangle here. She has the angle, but she's going to lose it in transition as Eubanks postures back up. No big deal. I still can't believe he just offered to do something if Ed Herdman wins. I love Ed, man. Ed reminds me of simpler days. Beckett, was he UFC Ultimate Fighter 3? I just remember those days. That's so crazy to think how many years this has been going on. It does appear that the Ultimate Fighter is going to be making a comeback, so hopefully you guys will get to watch that as well. Now, you are seeing Eubanks trying to get a head and arm triangle here. Looks decent, but instead gives it up, returns back to more of a traditional side control, and this is where we're at right now. Got a little bit of press, doing a good job covering the hip, making sure she won't be able to move. And you do see underneath Julia covering up a little bit more. Eubanks now in mount, working on just angling herself up a little bit more. That arm is a little bit more in danger. Let's see if she's able to get it. Julia may have to tap here. She's trying to make the angle. She needs to move a little bit quicker here because this is not the time you want to take your time to get out of here. It does not look like she is feeling or looking good in this position. She is trying to Three Stooges her way into a different position, which will eventually give up her back here. She does get out of that danger to begin with. And yet a new quest has begun as she is just getting ground and pounded here. And with punches to expose the neck to get a choke. And this is a crank across the chin. For a split second, I thought her right arm looked like it was about to tap, but instead, she's just trying to punch her way out of it. There's 1:30 left in the second round, and she is able to endure it a little bit more as Eubanks lets go of it. Eek. But Eubanks, just as she's trying to finagle her way back to pulling her down, looks straight back to that head and arm. There is 1:12. This is not a great place to be. You can finish a head and arm triangle from mount. And it does look, though, like Eubanks wants to take it more to the traditional side, which normally if you can deplete people and you can defeat them a little bit, they don't want to have it in any way, shape, or form. She starts to cinch it up a little bit more, and Julia is getting concerned. She is now starting to try and push and bridge. She's making very small progress in it, and you do see Eubanks starting to punch and elbow her from that top mount position, which is a dominant position. It's just still in the yikes form, which might be softening her up. Let's see if she tries to rechamber it. No, she lets it go and opts to try and go for some very low mount strikes. Now the back is being exposed again. She's going to try again with a short choke that looks like it is very uncomfortable for Julia, who will quickly go to the side and give back up the mount opportunity one more time. Now we're just talking about raining down punches that don't even make sense, but holy fuck, can that be a bad problem to face? With 5 seconds left to go, it does look like Julia might see a third round, and they stop it so that we can see a third round. Good Lord. Oh, well, that was a lot to take in, wasn't it, kids? All right. Third round, last round of this fight, end of the prelims. How do you guys have it scored? Do you have it 1-1? Do you have it a different way? Feel free to tell me in the comment section. I would love to hear your interpretation of what you are seeing here. So, whew, good fight, though. All right. We are low on percentage right there. Don, just because we're going to go to a different telecast, though, I want you to know I'm not going to forget about your little bet and offer here. And just to remind you guys, give us a like and a share. We give you guys a toast on air. You know the deal. You know how this goes. All right. Oh, I also think I have to do a toast real quick. Don't I? Kevin Kroom. Did I do Kevin Kroom? Knife comb. Yes, I did. And we did Romanov. Didn't we? Uh-oh. Maybe we didn't do Romanov. You know, Alexander Romanov, I'm just going to cheers you again, even if I did it earlier, just because you're badass, dude. I think that you had an amazing patience for your submission. I think you did a great job in finishing it. I just want to say, I want you to be my best friend. I think you're great. I dig you. Cheers. I am confident Ed will win. I want acai. I kind of got that, if we're being honest. A lot of people don't just mention positive things they have to do. If Ed wins, I will eat this pizza that I don't want, even though it has the toppings I love. You don't have to do that. Nobody asks you to do it. Okay, well, if you want to do it, then do it. I mean, oh no, not this pizza. 10-8 Eubanks, great arm triangle attacks and grappling dominance. She's up 19-18 now. Maybe. We'll see. What is up, Coach Jay Petty? Very nice to see you. We are watching UFC Vegas 10. Nice trip by Eubanks, who's going to probably go right back to the well of advancing the position and probably working for that head and arm triangle again. 3:30 left to go in this round. Let us see how it plays out, kids. Don, how's everything going up over where you're at, man? You safe? Everybody good? I just want to double check on people. Hope everybody is doing well and very good, one might say. So I just want to make sure you are having a good day. What is up, Shango Dixon? Appreciate you. Love seeing that go down. Woo. Nice hook right there from her with the butterfly hook, which should allow for Julia underneath if she could elevate her. The only problem is sometimes it's easier said than done, and Eubanks is doing a great job of correcting her posture. Now you're going to see maybe Julia try to go to a lockdown or try to triangle her legs. This is not great, as she almost gives up her back in the transition of doing so. But instead, she's going to eat some punches. That's no bueno here. With 2:30 left to go, that is a lot of time to absorb punches, my friends. Eek. That's not good. Well, this might be the story of this round. I feel like Julia might actually survive it. What's up, Steve? Oh, 1. Hopefully you're having a good day. Thank you for joining us. Watching UFC Vegas 10. Ugh. None of these punches are really being blocked. I guess the hard part is none of them are super devastatingly ending the fight. It says, haha, I can't wait to see Roque Martinez fight again. He's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Roque Martinez was I love the fact that he was telling him, he's like, I'm good, bro. And the first thought I had was, you are most certainly not okay. Like, I know you were telling me you're okay, bro, but you are not okay. Hopefully you get to fix that going forward. All right. Nothing doing too much here. Still kind of trapped in that half guard, and it has been all grappling control for Eubanks within the first round. She had 127, just a little short, but the other 2 rounds, she has more than made up for it. And Julia's throwing up a triangle here, at least trying to. It's very loose, very shallow right now. But if she can start to move it and control that arm, She might be in business here. Uh-oh. This is not a place you want to play dangerously. I think that Eubanks can play it smart and continue to posture. She just has to be very careful. It may not seem like 40 seconds is a long time, but it can be a very, very dangerous amount of time. Keep your arm out. She'll be fine here as she just makes sure to keep her arm safe. 27 seconds. She is going to punch the butt. I don't know if those are significant strikes. Julia's trying to isolate a leg here. Nope. Here's some punches just to make sure you don't. And I think Julia figures if she's going to lose, that at the very least, she wants to send Eubanks home with a very sore leg. And Eubanks just continues to wail away, and the time has now expired. Fight is over. I believe Eubanks did just enough to win that fight. And right now, the look on her face, she probably thinks she did, while Julia is looking a little, not happy about it. Understandably so. Still, all things considered, fun fight. I don't know why this goddamn thing keeps cutting out. I hate it. Boom. I may have to get a new plug, but I like the plug doesn't change. So I have no idea why it just resets sometimes my camera, but we await the official decision coming up in a few seconds. Before we start to close this up for this broadcast, for our friends over on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook, I want to tell you guys, we're going to be right back for the main card in just a few minutes. So, maybe grab an acai, Don, hint. I don't know if you're going to want to keep the acai out that long because Ed doesn't fight till like mid. It says that was fight of the night so far. I would agree with that. That's pretty close there. Let me see. Yeah, who the fuck was fat on Brock versus Jalen? I'm gonna have to check that one out. Was that always a cash weight at 165? The fighter with my heart still is Alexander Romanov, though. That dude, near and dear with me forever. Give that dude 2 performances of the night. That's what I gotta say. One for just every fucking slam he did in that. 29-27 for Sijara Eubanks. Look at you. You did it. What's up, Michael Frosto? Look at you. Joining in for a few right now as we just see Sijara Eubanks start to feel herself. She look at her. She's dancing right now. Good for her. She earned it. Doing an excellent job. I wonder if they will interview her. They're going to be close on time. So we're going to close this broadcast up in a second, but we're going to wait to see if they do speak to her via a translator, I'm assuming here. Meanwhile, let's remind you guys you are watching the Grappling Hour, which means you can find at Grappling Hour on all the major social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, even though we're not on there right now, Periscope, the other ones. Go to all of them, like and share us, give all the good jazz, because we always put out great products for you guys. Plus, we're going to come right back in just a few minutes, do the full main card, have a blast, and, where else are you going to go tonight? Plus, we might have some coverage of the Third Coast Grappling event. Let's see what mood I'm in. If we're being honest, I'm mostly just going to have to feel that one out. I always try to support them, but I've been working since 2 on this thing. Hey, Mike, you safe? You good, bro? I want to make sure you are doing okay where you are, sir. We are checking in on all of our friends over in the northwest region of the greater United States. I want to make sure everybody is doing just fine. I always like to make sure, because if you're not, then I would be sad. I want to be sad. I'll be happy. Let me see here. Let me do some closing up business real quick. It does appear, though, that you guys will still have time to do some wagering from Dan Hubler's notes. I'm illegally driving and watching you. Well, doesn't sound like the smartest of ideas. Sajara, it's pretty rough over here. Yeah, I'd imagine, man. Sajara Eubanks, my bad. Not speaking through translator. She is American. I'm racist. Oops. So she's talking and saying she's been doing jiu-jitsu for about 15 years. Damn, girl. Said that she got some good takedowns within the fights. But she said that she was confident in her jiu-jitsu. And she knew that if she were able to get it to there, she would get the win from doing that. Let me see. She was on Tough. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sometimes I forget these things. So she's saying that she wants to fight again very soon. Excellent for her. Love that. Fight of the night. Yeah, I think we can stick with that one, Woods. I'm good with it. All right, kids. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little short hiatus. We're going to reset the broadcast, which means we're going to be right back in just a second. What's up, Kay Whittaker? So don't go anywhere. Find us again at Grappling Hour. Can I find that thing right here? Oh, it's backwards for you guys, so that doesn't work. But for you, we'll work on this presentation. It's not my best work. I would not make a very good Vanna White. What is up, Gi Jiu-Jitsu? Is that GE Jiu-Jitsu? It looks like Gi Jiu-Jitsu. Is that the purpose of the name? Oh, look at you. You already, listen, that's how you know a guy has a name. Gi Jiu-Jitsu. Appreciate that. Comes in with an os right off the back. Hey, here's what I want to tell you guys. We're closing up this stream. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in like 5 minutes. And we're going to redo all the broadcasts for the main fights. We're going to be on every hour. Salve. Oh, appreciate you, bro. So, want to make sure. Don't go anywhere. Love you guys. See you back in 5 minutes on Instagram or over on Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook. And that is at Grappling Hour on there. And right now I'm on Verbal Tap here. So just to make sure, just in case you want to watch us on either one of those, we're going to watch the rest of the cards. I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. My name is Rafa Esparza. Don't go anywhere. Love you guys.